Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my.
What is going on? We got a little bit of the mukbanging over here.
Oh, don't mind me.
For the first time ever.
No.
In the history of the channel.
there's no mukbang.
You guys have been asking us for 5 billion years to finally do a mukbang.
No, ignore it.
And now we're doing the bang of the muck. Bang of the muck.
No.
Over here.
No.
Hey, she's a hard worker. She's earned it. Gotta eat a little something. What is going on, all my beautiful movie-loving badasses? It's your boy, Preston, Phat Samurai Guy, back again with another late-night movie talk fat chat, baby. Oh, yeah, and I'm hanging out with Lady Phatblood. That's right, yes. We're going to be talking some movies, giving our thoughts, and then there's 2 little bonus mystery movie reviews that we're going to do a little bit later, but let's say hello to everyone that is here. Who do we have here? What badasses are amongst us? Who do we got here? What's going on? There we go. Severio already. the Oscar-winning song, future Oscar-winning. That's right.
There is no hope for humanity.
Heather, what's going on? Yeah, certified channel badass member. Thanks again for hanging out with us on this late night Friday. For some of you, it may not be late. It might be early, but it's good to see you. Oh, shit. That's right. Hero Headbanger in the house. Throwing it up. Good to see you, brother. More certified channel badass members. Oh, the sexy Sumo. And the hazy. That's right. When the sexiest one is here, it's time to partay. It's good to see you, brother. Oh, shit. There he is. Big Kev in the house. Good to see you. That's right. The OG. That's right. Yeah. OG. Good to see you. Oh, shit. Who else we got here? Here we go. Tyler in the house. Yeah. All right. The invisible woman appears. Hello, samurai. Hello, lady. Remember, she's an android. I got her working now.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
I'm the invisible woman?
Yes, because they barely see you. They never see you.
Is that my official nickname now? That's amazing. Thank you.
Thanks again for hanging out with us tonight. Cheers. Just 2 random movies. 2 random movies. Don't get excited.
No.
It's not like we're going to bust out Indiana Jones or anything.
No, they're old.
Old, yes. Random.
They're very old, actually. They both came out the same year, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
They came out the same year.
Yeah.
They're random as hell. You'll never guess what they are. They have no connection to each other.
No, it's random.
And we watched them both on a literal whim because, once again, we're going to have to get a banner on this channel because it's a common theme. I had a migraine and I needed a painful movie to watch.
Yeah, it's tradition. That's how we roll. But before we start the fucking ruckus, cheers to everyone. We got our tikis.
Be very careful because these are fragile as hell.
And the laptop's right here too. Yes, we got our horror tikis. I have Leatherface tiki. She has the tiki a la Pinhead. So cheers, everyone.
Oh, I have a new nickname, Lady Phatbot.
Fat Borg. Oh my goodness. Well, it's good to see everyone here. Reza, what's going on, man? Yeah. I hope you have a good flight, my friend. Yes, 25 badasses. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into this. But before that, a little quick word from our sponsor.
Oh shit.
You guys are getting the bonus tonight. You're getting the Lady Phatblood mukbang, and you got busted. You got her jamming.
Oh man, come on. Not fair.
Yeah, make sure you guys check out the link in the description box below. Urban Action Showcase and Expo. It's an awesome event. It's coming up very soon. check it out so that way you are interested. See some really cool stuff coming, cool guests, all that cool stuff coming up very soon. Now, before we get into it, baby, before we start talking movies, in the description, what's going on, Egg Shan? What's up, Nigel? How you doing? In the description, I put in there, yes, finally, after I don't know how long, Lady Phatblood is excited about something.
The cranky old woman is excited for something for once? No, it's not true. Is it a leap year? No. Is this Freaky Friday? No. This can't be true.
Yeah.
I hate everything. I'm never excited for anything anymore.
Right.
I'm dead inside.
That's right.
My heart is stone cold dead. Absolutely not. I refuse to believe it. See, I am really a robot after all.
Yeah.
Because I don't care anymore.
Yes.
I care for nothing.
But I programmed something in you a long time ago, something that you have loved for many years.
Yes.
For a very long time.
Very long time.
All the way back to the 90s.
Because I'm an old bitch.
Welcome, everyone. This is what happens. Vodka?
No.
Delirious
the
Lady
vodka
Phat.
has nothing to do with it.
Yes.
I'm just an old cow.
That's why you guys are here. That's why you guys are here.
I am actually legitimately, truly over the moon, and that's a phrase I absolutely never use. Excited about this.
Yes.
The announcement dropped yesterday. Now, recently, I do not play Call of Duty. But not too long ago, a semi-classic, they've been calling it the unified skin of Lara Croft, was dropped for an expansion for a character of Call of Duty. Yeah. And basically, she looks closer to the original Lara Croft than the newer Lara Croft.
Right,
and a lot of people were like, "Hey, great, that's nice." And I believe Keely Hawes was voicing her, which was also great because Keely Hawes was the second to the last voice actress that voiced her. Yeah. She was not the one who did the most recent set of trilogy games. And I thought that was really nice. Well, there have been rumors that a new announcement was going to drop any day now. And people were speculating that, we're going to finally get a new game. A new, brand new game, right? After the fact of the recent trilogy, which again I've stated many times I never cared for. Right. Yesterday, my cousin, the cranky critic, texts me. I had to go to Google to confirm this because when he told me this, I thought it was rumor. I'm like, there's absolutely no way in hell this is true.
This is fake.
Because
some bullshit.
This is quite literally my dream come true for. Almost 20 years.
20 years.
Almost 20 years.
She's been wanting this. Something like this.
Almost since the days of the PS2, PS3, when remasters were a thing, when HD was a thing. Because PS1 went out the door decades ago. It was announced that February of next year, the original PS1 trilogy is getting remastered. So absolutely adorable. So damn cute. Now I don't know how a lot of people, I know a lot of people are excited. Well, a lot of the old fogies like me. I think there are a couple of choices that are really interesting. The first one is how they haven't completely revitalized and remade the games in that this still has a pixelated look to it. They've basically paid almost an homage to the original game. Like you can still see squares. The game was very based on the square templates. The game has something called tank controls, where Lara's movements were based on the way the game was designed, meaning she could only move, like jump and run based on the squared. I'm never going to be able to explain this properly. But she had to move based on the environment. And I'm also wondering how they're going to manage the controls in this, because they've chosen to still base the new design on that old template.
They might leave it the same.
I have no idea new generation, I don't know how they're going to handle tank controls. So I don't know where they're going to go with this. But it is coming to the PS4 and the PS5 in February. And not only that, I found this out later on yesterday. They are releasing the secret bonus levels when you collect all the secrets, and the gold edition expansion levels, which I have never played because I never owned the games on PC back in the 90s. So I've never played those levels on all 3 games. So I am just like so incredibly excited. I legitimately have something to look forward to come February.
Yes.
Fuck Valentine's Day. I don't give a shit about that. It's all about Tomb Raider trilogy.
Yeah. The only female in the world that says that. Fuck Valentine's. I don't give a shit about that. I want the video games. God damn it.
So now I have to figure out a way to save up for a PS5, basically.
Yeah.
So I'm so thrilled.
You're right. There's really no point for us to buy it on the old broken barely.
Yeah, my girl.
Look at that.
My girl
represent
the
OG,
way
son.
The games that I loved playing back in the day, 25 years ago, are getting the loving restoration that I've always wanted.
Yeah.
I could not be happier.
Oh.
Yeah. So
look at that baby.
So I could
the real Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could not be happier. The way she moved, the way she just didn't give a shit about how she would just globetrot, shooting up everything, just running around with reckless abandon. The way I love Lara Croft, the stories that I love to play, the levels that would frustrate the absolute hell out of me. Love it. So I'm just absolutely thrilled.
Yeah, if any of you guys have beaten those old classic games, let us know in chat right now. Which games did you beat? Did you beat all of them? Let us know. Would love to see that. We'll keep an eye out for that.
And fingers crossed that they remaster The Last Revelation and even Chronicles. And I was never a fan of Angel of Darkness for the PS2 because it was so goddamn buggy.
Yeah.
But with this, maybe they can actually complete Angel of Darkness, give it a loving restoration, and fix all the bugs that were wrong with it in the first place. I mean, if this trilogy is successful, maybe that's something that they can look into one day. I would love to give Angel of Darkness another shot. It had great potential, but there were so many issues with it back in the day that the game really never got a fair shot. So
I enjoyed watching her play Angel of Darkness. Just out of nowhere, she's playing Laura, and Laura's just getting shot from no one. She's just running, and all of a sudden,
I'm running,
and nobody's around.
I'm running, and then I'm falling through the floor.
Oh, it was great.
I'm walking, and then I'm suddenly stuck in a pipe.
Yeah. Oh shit! YouTube royalty.
Oh my
there we
God.
go, my fellow Girth brother.
Hey, sir.
Good to see
sir.
you. Uh-oh.
Sir. How are we doing on the next generation? How far are we? I haven't gotten my weekly update, sir.
Yes. How far have you been? How far did you get, Rob, on Star Trek? Let us know, brother. But yeah, your last trailer was hilarious on your video, man. That was great. I loved your accent that you gave yourself as the captain. That was an amazing accent, sir. I loved it.
Whatever it was.
Yes. Oh man, it's great. It was great. Everybody watching right now, if you're new to this channel, thanks again for tuning in and hanging out with us knuckleheads.
Now that I've hijacked it,
yes,
we can get on with the show.
No, we this is a momentous occasion that Lady Phatblood is actually excited for something.
I know, because
we have to talk about it.
It has to come once a decade.
Yes. So make sure you guys also subscribe to Entertainment Talk Nation. Yes, Rob he knows his movies. That's right. Let's see here. I like the little doll that was on the show. The trailer was great, man. It was good. Oh my goodness. And we would not say no to this.
Mm.
One more Laura Croft movie with Angelina Jolie. I wouldn't say
I
no.
mean,
who cares if she's older? Who gives a shit?
at this rate,
I think it's funny that out of nowhere, there's all this love for OG Laura. That's very surprising.
it'd be nice
Because everybody in the world was sucking the dick of the late 2000s Laura Croft games.
It'd be
So
nice.
it's kind of surprising, actually.
It'd be really nice.
Yeah.
You know, her films, they were by no means
high art.
Yeah, masterpieces.
Yeah.
They were cheesy. They kind of felt like they were early 2000s. They felt like 90s action films. And I think that's why I ended up loving them, is because they were kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
But
the
movies,
cheese is the charm.
That's the thing. Movies like that aren't really made anymore. Everything is taken so seriously now, and everything has to have a message.
You can't have fun.
No, everything has to have a message, and everything has to be. We have to have a moral center, and we have to have a moral something.
Have Laura Croft fuck shit up.
Yeah,
that's it.
So it's like it's the same thing with the games. It's like it's just not fun anymore. So I don't know. I don't know.
Really quickly, because Rob's got to go.
Oh, sorry.
Season 3, but haven't watched it in weeks because of house stuff, rejuvenating channel, work, and games. And he was up late watching Wolf of Wall Street. Great. See, I told you this guy knows his movies. Great taste, sir. Great taste in movies. Hey, but get back to your movie, brother, and have some fun. And thanks again for popping in and say hi. Kevin has watched all of DS9.
Woo, what'd you think?
And then halfway through Voyager, man. No spoilers because Rob hasn't seen anything, Kevin. No spoilers. No spoilers, though. Oh, Kid Whack, what's going on? Yeah. He's dedicating our cup of Joe. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah. There we go. Let me catch up to you guys. Hold on a second. I still have not seen this, even though I interviewed the actor that plays Winnie the Pooh here on the channel. It's a great interview. You should check it out. I still haven't. I'm behind in a lot of movies. So hold on a second. Simon, thank you so much for the super chat. PhatSamuraiGuy and Lady Phatblood are in the house. The stars are aligned. Speaking of, I would love to hear or know both of your opinions on the last indie film. Did you both see it, or are you waiting for it to be released with the shadow of the cloud?
Sorry, no.
Thank you so much for the super chat, Simon. But we're waiting for it to become free.
It's gonna be a while.
So it's gonna be a while. So the de-age Laura Croft like they did Han Solo. Maybe they could do a flashback and then get the older Laura Croft.
I'm so over the de-aging garbage.
Well, you're over a lot of things, which we're gonna get to right now.
You're gonna hear that a lot.
Yes, you're gonna hear that a lot.
Spoilers. Sorry.
Spoilers. All right. So we are going to talk about these films in the order that we actually watched the movie, so you can get our experience and we can talk about it. We got the 3 big ones here, and we'll talk about what we liked and what we didn't like. You guys come here for brutal honesty, even if you agree to disagree. So for these next 3 films, I would like to say, if you went in and saw these movies in the theater, enjoyed the fucking hell out of them, it made you smile, it made you feel all warm and tingly inside. It brought a tear to your eye. You cheered, you laughed, you clapped. I am so happy for you guys.
You felt things.
All right? Because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Is someone connecting to the movies, going in and having a good time, having fun, and enjoying themselves, whether it's by themselves or with their family. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
But on our channel, we have to be honest about at least our experiences, and our personal experiences don't have anything to do with your experience with the movie.
Yeah, we ain't here to judge.
No.
It's
so
not,
if you guys enjoyed the hell out of these 3 films,
it's not about judging us.
Power to the people.
It's not about us judging you. It's not about you judging us. We're
just giving our opinion and our thoughts.
A random opinion about a movie.
Yes.
And
Egg Shen's ready. He's got the popcorn, soda. He's ready. He's ready to go. Let's see here. Really quickly. I love DS9 since the 90s and not watched them in years. It's always good to go back to a show that was part of the time growing up. If it would be a classic and underrated. Okay. All right. Copy that. Yes. Don't torture yourself by watching Blood and Honey. It's done. All right, copy that. Mr. Bones in the house. It's good to see everyone. Tribal Chief. All right, so up first, we have, gotta have these out of order a little bit, but it's okay. We have, where is it? Oh, wait a minute. Where's
You want me to? I'll just
where?
say while you're looking.
Yeah, go ahead.
I personally had no dog in this race going into this movie. I'm not overly attached to the character. I enjoyed the games. I enjoyed playing the games growing up.
All right, fuck it.
I don't have
all the images I put into StreamYard are gone.
Woo-hoo.
All right.
I don't have
StreamYard.
I don't have a particular.
They just disappeared.
I have maybe a slight nostalgia for the character in the games, but I don't have a huge love and a desire one way or another. So I had no dog in this race.
Mayor on this channel, Phatblood, is here to crush your spirit and make you like it too.
Sir,
we're talking about.
Hush now, sir. You're going to create a fetish.
Super Mario Brothers is what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, so I had no expectation whatsoever going into this film. The whole Chris Pratt. I know a lot of people were enraged when
Riot
when they heard Chris Pratt was doing the voice. I didn't care. It's like I
didn't care.
No, it doesn't.
You didn't really notice. The more
me.
you watch the movie, you just it doesn't really. You don't really notice.
Yeah, the voice acting,
it's
the voice acting announcements. I didn't care either way. It just didn't matter to me.
Plays Charlie on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Charlie Day.
Yeah, the actor.
Right.
He was a great Luigi.
Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah.
So going into this movie, again, expectations, absolutely nothing. I had no expectations one way or another. I knew that audiences, generally speaking, adored this movie. The general
$1 billion.
Exactly.
This made a lot of money. Yeah.
General consensus from the majority was that, oh my God, a video game movie done completely right. It's got the feels, it's got the member berries, it's got the everything, it's got references,
tons of fan service.
Exactly.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, great. It's very rare to get a video game film that a lot of people can get behind. It's extremely rare.
It's a rare thing.
Animated or live action.
Yeah.
Either or, take your pick. It's very difficult. Mm-hmm. And so even knowing that, my expectations absolutely zero.
Yeah.
And so my mom comes over and we just needed a random film on.
Yeah.
While she was visiting,
TV while we're eating.
While she was
hanging
visiting.
out.
Yeah. And so no expectations going in. And now by this point, you can imagine the memes for the film had been making the rounds for weeks.
Yeah.
The spoilers had been making the rounds for weeks. And so I had seen everything there was to have been seen. The Bowser song, Peaches, Peaches. The Super Mario Brothers song from the original cartoon from the 80s made its
from
round.
Our era. Yeah. When we heard about that,
we thought, hey, that's
we were
hilarious.
like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
How fun.
The depressed star that would the depressed death wish star that wanted to die. That meme had been making the rounds.
Yeah,
which I initially thought was hilarious.
When we saw that, the Death Wish star? The Death Wish star?
I don't even know why it was there. I was not paying attention at that point.
But somebody made a meme and she shared it with me, and it was like hilarious.
Again,
and we were like, oh my God, this movie must be fucking hysterical. Like really funny.
All of that said, by the time the movie was over, all I could say was to myself,
it was pretty.
I did not understand. I could and I couldn't understand how this movie made $1 billion.
Right.
I could understand it to a degree, but I could not understand it to a degree because to me, I never laughed out loud once.
Yeah.
I pulled a maybe once or twice. Yeah. But for me personally, this movie did absolutely nothing for me. I checked out a couple of times. I was bored out of my mind a couple of times. I was observing all of the beats that the movie was generically chucking out with the story and the characters. Mm-hmm. Everything was competent. The
Yeah.
animation was competent.
Mhm.
The voice acting was competent. The
Mhm.
music was competent.
The music was great, but the pop songs were
Yeah.
that's what they do with animated movies.
Yeah.
We got to throw in
Yeah.
old pop or rock songs
Yeah.
and it worked.
No,
It
everything.
worked because what happened?
It made $1 billion.
No,
What?
not just that.
My mom?
Yes.
Oh, she was enjoying it with
Yeah,
with
she was
music.
singing along with all the
Yeah.
songs that came up. So,
And I can imagine audiences in general were doing the same thing. And again,
Yeah.
all that means at the end of the day, this
Mhm.
movie was simply not for me.
right.
But what did irritate me was earlier this year, out of nowhere,
Mhm.
on a whim, we had heard via the ether of another animated movie that we had zero interest in, called it was the Puss in Boots, The Last Wish.
Right. The Last Wish. Hold on one second.
Mm.
Simon, thanks again for the super chat. Congratulations, Lady Phatblood. Your doppelganger Kennedy is a finalist on TV's Fox cooking show MasterChef. You're gonna have to look that up. If I'm honest, your tattoos are better.
Excuse me.
If she's fucking ugly, Simon, you fucked up. But thanks again for the super chat.
Cooking show MasterChef.
Oh man, we just went off the rails right now.
Not really. I mean, because she's got tattoos.
She's got tattoos.
Because she's got tattoos. And she's fat.
And she's fat. Good job, Simon. We didn't really have to segue to look it up.
No, I was curious. No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't tell me I got a doppelganger. I've never seen anybody.
It's all right. Okay.
I've never seen anybody that looks like me. I have yet to see somebody who looks like me. I don't think she looks like me.
Yeah. But it's all right. I've been called a lot.
That.
I've been called a lot worse doppelgangers than that. So you lucked out.
Copy that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, hold on a second. Okay, we didn't really talk about the movie that much.
No. Well, I mean, you can.
Well, let me talk about what I liked about Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Hold on one second here.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Nigel showed up. His favorite Mario character is Bowser. All right, he was happy. All right. So it made it to $1 billion because folks got kids, and they loved it. Yeah,
that's another reason.
Yeah. You kind of already named the reasons. You were going down you were checking all the boxes.
Yeah.
The animation's great. You got member berries. You got tons of fan service.
Yeah.
So I thought that I liked the animation. I thought it was solid. Peach's eyes were like Uncanny Valley sometimes. So I was like, what the fuck? It's like, what's wrong with her eyes?
Yeah.
But
I didn't care for her character, if I'm to be completely honest.
Her perfect character that's great at everything.
And I couldn't believe I didn't hear a lot of negative talk about her, how it was kind of her movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey, it's the Peaches show in the Super Mario Brothers.
She's
movie.
Perfect at everything.
She literally comes out. Girl bosses her way through the movie, does the obstacle course, and can't even have the humility to go, oh yeah, I sucked at it the first time I did it, and actually sucked at it the first time I did it because no, I did it perfectly the first time. Really, bitch? Really, bitch? You couldn't even have her suck at something the first time she did it? No, she had to be.
She's perfect.
Yeah,
she doesn't need saving.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it that way. But I didn't really, Anyway,
there's tons of stuff on there, right? You got the Mario Kart sequence. Visually is very eye pleasing. You got the Donkey Kong showing up doing his thing. You hear the Donkey Kong, theme song from Nintendo 64. There's a lot of things there. For me, I'm watching it. I was actually excited to watch it a little bit. Like in the beginning, especially when it got to our Super Mario Brothers song from the old cartoon show that we grew up watching. We were like, all right, I see what they did there. That's cool. It would have been cool to not let that, if that wasn't spoiled, it would have been a lot cooler if we experienced that and saw that for the first time, but it was spoiled. So, but it was still cool that it was there. And Jack Black as Bowser did his thing. He did his thing. But, despite some nice visuals and a lot of fan service, which is, that's all people need to really be entertained, right? This movie made billions of dollars. That's all you need.
Mm.
But I was sitting there, like, but I think when around the midpoint of the movie, I was just kind of like, man, I'm not laughing.
Mm.
I'm not laughing.
Yeah.
There was a few moments where I was just kind of like, ha, that's all I did. I wasn't laughing at all. Like, I'm waiting to kind of like laugh. Now, if you compare this to the original Super Mario Brothers back in the day, you know, Leguizamo, obviously to some people, this is going to look like a masterpiece, right? But, you know, it checks all the boxes, and I totally understand why it was a huge hit. I get it. But again, for us personally, you know, I kind of was hoping for something more, especially after hearing all the hype and then it made $1 billion. We were like, oh man, this must really be good. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, it's fine. Like, I don't hate it. Don't love it. It's just there, you know. But you know, apparently everyone else in the world enjoyed it, and I'm happy everyone else enjoyed it. But yeah, I was really waiting to laugh. Now, in comparison, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm just
Now in comparison to a movie we barely knew existed.
Yeah.
A movie
Because barely anyone saw it.
Yeah. In comparison, this movie did not do well in the theater at all. It was really sad. When I had Frank Jang, shout out to Frank Jang, the master of remaster, when I had him on the channel and he was reviewing the film way back, giving his thoughts, not spoiling it because I haven't seen it yet. Him and Rick Myers recommended it. He was just like, dude, this is a shame that a movie this animated movie this good, nobody gave a shit about. You know what I mean? And so we kept hearing more good, positive things about it. And we're like, all right, fuck it. Let's just sit down. Let's just sit down and watch it. So we didn't even see the previous films.
Yeah.
We just knew the character from the Shrek movies.
Mm.
And we finally sat down and watched Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. The Last Wish.
Yeah.
It was metal, man. No, The Last Wish. Remember, I'm drinking vodka over here, guys. The Last Wish. And with no expectations, we were completely, absolutely blown away by how good and amazing that movie was. And if I have to be nitpicky and compare it to the Mario Brothers movie, it completely smashes and blows that away. You get a better villain, fucking one of the best badass fucking villains I've seen in years is in Puss in Boots. You have hilarious moments that actually made us bust up laughing. There's character development. There's heart. The animation's not so generic at times.
Mm.
And the action sequences are great. The fight scene at the end is fucking legit. And we're like, man, no one went to see this movie, but everybody went to go see Super Mario Brothers. Again, it checked all the boxes. That's why that movie was successful.
Mm-hmm.
But we just had to do a comparison there in terms of, you know, it's not like we hate animated movies. We love animation, but it's rare we see an animated movie now in theaters because they're kind of geared towards a younger audience and it's not that funny. Remember, Pixar is not the Pixar it used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pixar's not the same anymore.
Yeah.
You know, we love the first 3 Toy Stories. We never even seen the 4th one.
Yeah.
And from what I'm hearing, we kind of lucked out. We kind of dodged a bullet there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Was there anything you wanted to say about Puss in Boots?
No, you kind of got everything out of that. It was just one of those kind of shocking how much we enjoyed Puss in Boots when we weren't expecting it, and just it was kind of irritating how that movie got no recognition.
None.
It was like,
I mean, I think I got nominated, but it didn't win anything, and it's just one of those things.
And it's like you have a movie like that, and yeah. So
we just wanted to bring that up because we never got a chance to review it last year, or at least mention Puss in Boots and how good it was. The Last Wish, that completely blew my mind. Like, I was like, oh my god, we enjoyed it so much. We immediately were like, we have to buy this on 4K, like immediately.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We will probably most likely never watch Super Mario Brothers again.
Oh no, there's no probably about it.
Yeah,
It's just not.
There's
Again,
nothing there. You will forget about it right after you get done watching.
no,
it.
again, it's just not. It
Yeah.
clearly wasn't for us, even though we grew up playing the games.
Yeah.
Watching the old cartoon.
Yeah.
Consuming the media back in the day.
Her mother, my mother-in-law, bought a Nintendo for her. Not her daughter. She bought a Nintendo Entertainment System for herself.
Yeah.
To play.
Uh-huh.
And then she started playing. And you guys, fans of Mario and all that stuff.
Yep. So
we love Mario. Just the movie was just meh. It was pretty, but it just wasn't really funny. If the movie was just I'm talking butt gusting. Butt gusting? That could be a thing, actually. Gut busting.
Actually, butt gusting.
Yeah, it
is a thing.
You laugh so hard.
If you eat the right food.
Yeah, and you laugh really hard. Yeah, it works. But yeah, if it was a lot funnier, I would have loved Mario a lot more. But it's just kind of meh. All right, hold on 1 second. All right. Hey, we got another fan of Puss in Boots. All right. There's 3 of us in the world. 4 of us. I like the movie. Let's see. Now, hold on a second. Now, this is what's funny. I don't know if you guys knew this. Even though everyone loves the Super Mario Brothers movie and it made $1 billion, they are defenders now for the old John Leguizamo movie. You know why there's defenders? There's defenders. Defenders have come forward. I've had several people ask me to please do a versus. Right? The only way I wouldn't do, I could do a versus episode, but we already kind of talked about that movie a long time ago. But it's kind of funny, and this is their defense. One of their defenses for the original movie. Their defenses are they had no story back then. There was no story for the game. They had to create something out of nothing.
Okay, that's the story they went with.
But it's true. There was no story in the old game. There was nothing. Okay. You save the princess. That's it.
Okay.
So they had to create something out of nothing. And one of the other defenses are, I'm not saying this, I'm saying what they're saying. One of the other defenses for the old movie is that it's visually more interesting than this movie. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not.
You know what?
But there's batshit and crazy, insane moments that you won't forget that I have not forgotten since I've seen it in theater. That's still here.
I have a feeling. I have a sneaking suspicion that knowing how I am now.
You guys got to let us know in chat right now what you think about that.
If I were to
what
watch,
you think about that,
if I were to watch the movie as I am now, I would probably enjoy it now. Because I know it's bizarre.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys knew that, but that's actually a thing. Thank you, Simon, for the super chat. Will both of you be watching Godzilla -1 on IMAX? I will, because I'm a big fan of you both, despite me liking the cartoon as an 80s kid. Hey.
Only liking the cartoon.
Wow.
Well, that's interesting.
Hey, it's all good.
But
Godzuki.
May I suggest, sir, you are missing out.
Yeah.
On a lot. And I mean a lot of goofy man in suit goodness.
Maybe Godzilla vodka. God damn it. Godzilla -1 is a good start for him.
Possibly.
Especially in IMAX.
It's possible.
We're definitely going to watch it. Most likely, probably not in IMAX, but we're going to see it for sure.
Yeah, we'll review it. We'll figure something out.
Severo says, me and my brother liked the movie Super Mario Brothers, but my parents didn't like the movie. My dad said it was boring.
Interesting.
There you go. Butt gusting, better than. There you go. The old we got fans for the old Mario movie. The old Mario guilty pleasure. All right. Okay. Oh, this is so funny. And we're catching up to you. Here we go. It's Super Mario Mega City 1. Yeah. All right. The Koopas were animatronic masterpieces. Look at that. I would die laughing because I don't have any stakes.
That's our next challenge.
I would die laughing, you guys. I would die laughing. If we do a versus episode and I get like 10 members with me and everyone votes for the old Mario movie over the new one that just came out, I'm going to cry with laughter because it's just really unexpected. But that's what happens with versus. So let's see. Let me see. I'm catching up to you guys. The original Mario film sure is creative and not what anyone was expected back then, but right now it's what I would turn to. Oh my goodness, more love for the old Mario. Oh shit. What fun. What fun. All right. So yeah. Super Mario Brothers, colorful, fun for a lot of people. It's harmless. Enjoy yourselves. Now, similar fashion, The Flash, right?
Yep.
That's the next one. We're talking about The Flash now. So, again, let me make a point here. Let me make a point. All right. Trailers are supposed to do what?
Entice and excite.
Entice and excite, right? Right. So if you guys see your boy do a trailer reaction and I'm really excited, I'm honestly really excited. I want movies to be cool. I want movies to be great. I want to try to be positive about it. But if something looks really bad, I got to call it out.
Oh.
But with what
No, I see what happened.
What?
All your duplicates.
No, I did that on purpose. There's a reason why I did that.
Oh, okay.
But Mario was in there. I don't know why it disappeared. Okay, anyway, we're talking about the images.
Because we went live.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, trailers are there to entice and excite, right? And so if you go back to, even with the Mario, I did the Mario trailer reaction for just the channel members, and I was like, well, this might be fun, right? Same thing with The Flash. Same thing when both of us looked at the Transformers Rise of the Beast trailer. We were, for the most part, kind of excited at the time.
Intrigued.
No, we were excited.
I was
especially when we thought Scourge was Dinobot. Let's be honest.
That quickly turned sour.
I know that turned sour and depressing after that. But we were kind of like, you like the designs of the Autobots. I mean the Maximals. So, but that's what the trailer is supposed to do. But sometimes I'll get comments from or messages that people are confused. They don't understand how they see me so excited for something. And then they watch me do the review for that same movie. And then they're just like, what the fuck happened? Like, how does this? It doesn't make any sense. It's because trailers are there supposed to excite you. Doesn't mean the movie's going to be great.
And trailers lie.
Yes. There's no guarantee the movie is going to be amazing just because the trailer's amazing.
Suicide Squad. Oh, sorry.
Suicide Squad. Oh, you're talking about the original, the first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just want to clarify that because if you go back to my Flash trailer reaction, what did I end it with? I ended with, the hype is real. The hype is real. Because I was that excited.
Really?
Yes. But I also said in that same trailer reaction that I will never abandon superhero movies, despite all the superhero fatigue, stories and topics that's going around everywhere, which I can understand to some point. But I will never abandon it. But I also said in that same video, it still has to be fucking good, though. Yeah. I'll never abandon the superhero genre, but it still has to be good. It has to be good.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like
so I want to make sure we clarify that. I wanted to clarify that.
The genre.
And remind people that there is a difference between a trailer reaction.
Yeah.
It's supposed to get you excited. And then actually finally watching the movie.
The superhero genre is like any other genre of film.
Yeah.
It has to be good. It has to be competent. You can't just crank out a superhero movie like what's the movie with Aaron Taylor Johnson that everyone that looked like shit? What's the character that he's playing? He's Russian.
In what?
The next Sony movie that he's
Kraven the Hunter.
Kraven. Like that trailer looks like shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And the movie's probably going to be shit. You can't keep cranking out shit like that.
Right.
And expect people to keep just flocking to it.
Yeah.
It still has to be good. It has to be like any other genre.
It's Morbin time. It's Morbin time. Yeah.
It has to be. The quality has to be there. It's like any other genre of filmmaking.
Right.
You can't
and then sometimes this happens. Cabin in the Woods experience that we brought up many times over the years.
That trailer?
That was one of the worst trailers we've ever seen.
We dismissed that film outright.
And we're like, we're not seeing this shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And a couple of buddies of mine were like, nah, dude, Cabin in the Woods is legit. Check it out. They didn't spoil the finale or anything. So we went in blind and we really enjoyed it. So yeah, that can happen too. Alien Covenant. Yeah. Exactly. All right. There he is. Was talking about trailers last week, and to this day, I still think the Cloverfield trailer is one of the best trailers. Oh, I'll never forget when we saw the trailer in theater, Rob. I don't know if you were the same, if you've seen it in theater, but the crowd when the trailer ended with "Oh my God, oh my God," and you see the Statue of Liberty head, and the guy's yelling "Oh my God," and it ends right there. Everyone erupted in the trailer, and the theater were pissed that it ended. They were like, "Ah!" Like that's how they acted. We were laughing, but they were like, "Ah," So no, it's one of the best. But there is that rarity where the trailer's good and the movie's good too. That is a possibility. Yeah. All right. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that was probably when we seen it. That might have been when we saw it, when we saw the first Transformers movie, when we saw the Cloverfield trailer.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. All right. Now, let's get into The Flash. So I was excited to see the trailer. We never got a chance to see it in theater. So we're like, fuck it, we might as well wait till it comes to Max so we can watch it for free. Came to Max. We kind of made a day out of it. We're like, fuck it. Her mom came. My sister came over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Family came over, right?
Yes.
And we decided, like, well, we got to watch something. We're like, while we eat, we got to put something on it.
We originally were going to do a
shout out to Sharon. Yeah, they came over to have a good time.
We originally were going to do a reaction watch because we
were going to do a reaction.
I personally
watch to The Flash
based on everything I had heard.
Yeah.
Based on everything I had seen.
Yes.
Special effects wise, especially.
Yeah. Yes.
But based on everything I had heard.
Yes.
I was expecting an absolute dumpster fire of a film, and I was expecting to absolutely hate and despise this film. You want to talk about?
Isn't this the least successful DC superhero movie in history?
As far as I know. Now, you want to talk about expectations being here. Okay, now Super Mario Brothers, no expectations. You want to talk about my expectations with The Flash? Just absolutely, I had just less than negative expectations. I was expecting to hate this movie. And I think there's a couple of reasons going in of reasons why I felt the way I felt about this film. The primary reason I did not pay to see this movie in the theater. Now, there's something to be said for not paying your hard-earned money.
Yeah.
Sitting in a cold ass theater, listening to other people chew on disgusting smelling popcorn and their disgusting theater food, seeing everybody's phones go off,
dealing with assholes,
listening to people talk in the theater after, again, you've spent your hard-earned money. And then you have to sit in a theater
waiting all week to go see it,
looking up at a giant screen and seeing some of the worst special effects you have ever seen since the last Asylum movie you have ever watched. The last Asylum movie that you have watched, okay? There's something to be said for not paying for that experience.
Yeah.
And instead, you're sitting in the comfort of your own home with family, eating cheap food. And
chilling,
getting to go to the bathroom when you need to and pausing the film, okay?
Right. Yeah.
And getting to laugh your ass off. And I can honestly say, was the movie awful? Yes. Did I have a blast low-key watching it? I hate to say it, but yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about what we liked and we didn't like about the film, but again, I think if we paid our hard-earned money, waited all week, couldn't wait because why? The hype is real, right?
Yeah.
In the theater, full of anticipation. Oh!
You did a Rocky Horror?
Yeah, I just did a Rocky Horror reference.
What?
Yeah?
Who are you?
I earned that shit. All right. So I think after this, watching it in the theater, we probably would have ended up hating this movie like really bad. Like we would have been pissed and really disappointed and in shock of how bad the CGI movies, like big budget AAA movies in the theater. How the fuck did this happen?
Yep.
You know what I mean? We would have been like, what the fuck happened? But again, like she said, we're sitting at home, didn't have to pay a dime, chilling with family, watching it with my sister, who was in the theater with me when the first Batman Tim Burton movie came out. She was sitting right next to me while we were watching it. So she didn't even know this movie existed. I don't think she didn't even know this movie existed. She was like, "What is this?"
Mm.
So she was confused when Batfleck showed up, and I kind of like, "No, it's multiverse thing, Spider-Man No Way Home," and I think she saw that. I think because Sharon knew about it, and so this was kind of like she's sitting next to me again after all these years, and we're gonna see Batman put on the suit again. So let's watch it. We're relaxed, eating pizza, chilling. No expectations, like you said. Expecting the worst DC comic book movie ever made in the history of DC comic book movies. And there's some bad shit.
Which apparently everybody forgot about Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
There's others.
And Supergirl.
There's others.
And
who make cameos in the movie.
I mean,
horrible cameos, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
So I hate to say it, I hate to agree with her too. It was entertaining watching it at home for free. Let's talk about it. But we're going to talk about what was utterly atrocious. Utterly atrocious. Soon as the baby scene. God.
Christ almighty. God. Christ almighty.
Oh my God. As soon as Flash is trying to rescue the babies, he's trying to rescue all of the babies.
No.
We were already laughing hysterically. We were already like, I think I looked at her for a second and she was like,
I think what made this scene,
it was supposed to be comedy.
Well,
in a way.
That's the thing that made the scene like extra hilarious, was because of the music, the way the music was carrying on.
Yeah.
It was playing it so dramatic.
Yeah.
And bombastic that it was actually really, really hard to tell if the movie was trying to be serious or not.
Right.
So for a second, I couldn't tell if it was.
And we were supposed to take this legit.
Right. But the CGI was so god awful.
I'm shocked how bad this is.
And the scene was so over the top that I was busting up laughing. His sister and Sharon was busting up laughing, and then we all were just like dead. We were all just dying, gut busting,
butt
busting.
Why not? Either one.
I mean, it was just we were all just.
Oh my God. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. So after this ridiculousness, we were like, "Oh, we're in for it."
And then it just kept going with the scene. The scene would not end, and it just kept getting more and more outrageous. And it was too much already. Straight out of the gate.
Straight out of the gate. Yeah,
it was too much.
Yeah. This we are one of the rare few, extremely rare, that actually likes. We love Michael Keaton. I got the Michael Keaton statue right there, son. Represent. All right. That's our boy. All right. Michael Keaton was what brought us to the dance, really, to watch this movie.
Because we're old.
But we're one of the extremely rare few that actually like Batfleck. Not Josh Whedon Justice League Batfleck. Let's clarify that.
That's actually just Tony Stark in a batsuit.
That was fucking trash. Not that Batfleck.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to say, this was the worst suit in the history of all the bat suits that he has worn.
What is that? A honeycomb? Like, what am I looking at there? Like, I still can't.
Look at Bruce Wayne's face. He's disappointed.
Yeah.
He's that's what I'm wearing, huh? All right.
Yeah. Still can't
This is my last one in the contract. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck it. Let me go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
There's images I found of him actually in the suit and the cowl walking around. But for some strange reason, when you watch him in the movie, it looks fake. This is not a good picture representation, but it looks like it's just a CGI cowl and suit around his face. It's so bad.
And there's a lot more where that came from.
Oh, we're going to get to it. But, we had some kind of an action sequence earlier, and Gal Gadot shows up as Wonder Woman. And with a very odd, almost Josh Whedon-like comedic joke scene, which was strange. I thought we were over that.
Well, I mean, in this movie, because it's the Flash movie, you're gonna have more.
I guess.
You're gonna have more comedy, obviously.
Avatar 2 review. Let's go. There you go. Hey, brother, get some rest, man. Oh, I'm sorry you're sick.
TNG.
TNG.
Get better.
Have a good one, man. Get some rest, my friend. But yeah, it was weird. It was just kind of odd because it really felt like a Joss Whedon Marvel joke scene where, you know, he touches the and we already did that in the Joss Whedon Avengers.
Yeah, we did.
Where Aquaman sat on the lasso and
no, it was the same. It was the same exact gag.
It was weird. Like, why is that here?
No, because it's funny.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah,
okay,
it's hilarious.
Okay. All right. So anyway, you know, when he was on the bike, it looked okay. You know, in a way, it was it's all right. I mean, compared to him just not moving and just standing there, it looked like he was in a CGI suit.
No.
But anyway, so we get the story going here, and you want to kind of quickly talk about Barry running into.
Well,
he wants to go back in time and
it's the usual. It's the usual. Barry's dad can't get a break. Parole's denied. Can't get out of prison. Barry's just sick of it all
for the killing of his mom,
right?
Which he did not do.
Right. And so he ends up just running, and he runs so fast that he realizes he can travel through time.
Right.
And he runs into this like time bubble.
Yeah, we're going to call it that.
Which is just an excuse to give us, again, some of the worst special effects.
Now, I forgave the time bubble. I forgave that at first. Because everybody's CGI looked bad, but I forgave it at first. I'm like, oh, maybe it's supposed to look like that in the time bubble,
right?
But that backfires when you get to the finale on me. Right. But at first, I was like, let's just go with it. I'm going with it. And I'm going with these visuals. All right, let's see what happens.
There's a couple of reasons why that backfires.
Yes.
And I'll just say it right now. The reason being is because there's eventually we get two Barrys. Okay.
Right.
And obviously you've got some real actors and mostly CGI actors. Okay. You've got the two Barrys, obviously.
Extremely annoying Barry.
Ezra Lost His Mind Miller is a real actor. Michael Keaton is a real actor.
Right.
Ben Affleck is occasionally a real actor.
Yeah.
But anybody who ends up, you know, in or around the time bubble is a real actor. But anybody that they couldn't contractually get in the film, or who is unfortunately dead, they are CGI,
right?
Horribly. And so what you get in the time bubble is you get all of these CGI characters that look awful, and then you get real Ezra Lost His Mind Miller,
right?
Okay,
yeah.
And so you get this dissonance of real face with all of these horrible fake waxy.
Yeah.
What are we looking at? We can't react to anything because we can't animate people reacting to thing faces, and you get it for a really long time.
Yeah.
And it's like it does not mesh well at all.
Right.
Anyway, so when he realizes he can go through time in the bubble, he gets these ideas of, I can fix something. I can fix some things. Like, you know, the whole thing with my mom hinges on my dad. There's this footage of my dad in a grocery store, and the original footage, as is, the parole was contingent on my dad proving that my dad was at this store. But unfortunately, the footage, you don't see him look up at the camera,
right?
And so
while the mom got killed,
right? And so, well, what if I go back in time and either and just make it so that my dad never has to go get the tomato paste or whatever, the tomato sauce. And so my mom gets it at the supermarket. So my dad never has to, you know, get the tomato sauce. And so my mom never gets murdered because my dad was home and, you know, blah, 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 blah. He can protect her. So in him doing that, the butterfly effect.
Right.
So he thinks he's fixed everything. And so when he gets back to what he thinks is his present day, suddenly his mom is alive.
Yeah. Eric Stoltz is Marty McFly.
Right. That's a running gag.
Yeah,
literal running gag.
Yeah.
And suddenly he comes.
They should have shown some footage.
Well,
I mean, why not?
More bad CGI.
That's true.
And then suddenly he comes face to face with his now slacker version of himself.
Ridiculously more obnoxious and annoying. And I wanted
Right.
to kill him.
Right.
But, towards the end,
that kind of goes somewhere.
He
kind of gets
the character kind of grows on you a little bit towards the end, especially when the character admits that he's an asshole, that he's obnoxious, and he apologizes.
Right.
That stuff kind of helps a little.
Kind of gets an arc out of it.
Yeah.
Our universe, Barry kind of realizes, oh damn, I fucked up.
Right.
And
something showed up and knocked him
right
to where this time is. That's why he's there. But he tells other Barry, everything except why he's there, because of his, their mother dying in a way. So they want it, but he doesn't have his powers anymore.
Well, he tries to.
Yeah.
He realizes that the date that they're in is the day that he got his powers. The Barry that he meets doesn't have powers, and he's like, "Oh shit, I got to get you some powers so that we can, fix all of this together."
Right.
And so he recreates the accident, and in doing so, he accidentally loses his powers, and so now he's trying to teach this other version how to use his powers while not having any powers himself, and so antics.
Antics. So
right.
But they do end up running into the man.
Well, they also find out that Zod is coming.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Right.
Zod's in this movie?
Kind of.
Zod's in here? I really? Oh.
A product resembling Zod.
A product resembling Zod. Okay. Which we'll get to.
Yeah.
So they got to ask for help because there's no Clark Kent. There's no Justice League. There's nothing.
They can't seem to locate any metahumans.
Right. Michael Keaton's Batman is retired. Apparently, in this universe, Gotham is the safest place in the world, which is hilarious,
right?
In a way. But they run into Alan Moore, Michael Keaton here, and he's pretty agile for an old man still. And they convince him. It took a while, but they convince him to join the fight. And what they think they're going to find Clark, they find.
They realized that several years ago, the pod. They realized that the Kryptonian pod, instead of landing in Kansas, being taken in by the Kents, the Russians intercepted, and they ended up with the pod, which, nuts.
Right.
So that's where they need to go. And initially, and
we get some cool member Barry moments on the way there.
Initially, he wasn't going to do it, and
I saw you smile when that shot happened.
Well, because
I saw you smile.
Because it's like, I see what you did, assholes. Yeah. Now it's interesting because if anybody remembers the Whedon cut of Justice League, which I hope you don't, I'm so sorry. You will remember that as much as I love Danny Elfman, his score, not surprisingly, absolutely for me, did not fit the film. And one of the reasons being was that he used the John Williams Superman theme,
which didn't fit either.
And he used the his theme for Batman, which absolutely did not work because it was Batfleck.
Right.
So not only did it not work because it was Batfleck, but it didn't work because it was once a Snyder movie and now a Joss Whedon movie.
Right.
And every time those two themes, especially the Batman, the Batman theme played, it was cringy.
Yeah.
And
it didn't fit Batfleck.
No, absolutely not. Not for the scene, not for the character, and not for the film.
Right.
And what I found in this movie was that even though the movie wasn't good,
right,
because it was Michael Keaton again in the suit, in the equipment, every time the theme played, I was just like, oh, this is nice. It's not like, oh, an amazing experience and like, oh, it's like, oh my God, this is my dream. But it's like, this is nice and this works for what it is.
It was a member Barry we actually appreciated.
Yeah.
And you kind of had to do it.
Yep.
You can't have old man finally get back in the suit, put on the cowl, and not have the theme song. That would have been horrible, right? But yeah, this action sequence when they go down there to what they think they're getting Kal-El. Well, Keaton kills it as Batman because he's the fucking man, but a huge gigantic props to his fucking stunt double because this is my favorite part of the film. Is seeing Michael Keaton Batman stunt double just wreck shit. Just completely fuck people up. Oh, it's great. It's beautiful, man. It's so good. It's so good. And I love afterwards, when we get back, I'm fast forwarding here. When we get back to the mansion, you see the cowl on the ground. There's blood everywhere. You see different parts of the suit on the ground. And Keaton's like licking his wounds, you know. He's
literally
like,
just stitching himself up.
But look at his face in that scene when he looks up at himself. He starts smiling, almost like he misses it. And I really like that scene. But we are introduced to what we thought was Kal-El. We're introduced to Supergirl. Kara. Yes, Kara is the one that is rescued because this is a different universe. There is no Kal-El here. And you find out later that Kal-El didn't make it.
Yep.
Yeah, you find out later that
she was sent to protect him as, because he was obviously sent as a baby.
Right.
And it sounds like the pod was intercepted. Yeah. And that didn't go too great.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Thank you, Super Chat, for this. Simon, thank you so much. Apologies. Kennedy reminded me of Lady Phat from the neck up minus her cool glasses. By the way, it was born on Valentine's Day, so I've got my Lady Phatblood rant. It's all good, brother. It's all good. It's all, you don't have to apologize, man. There are people that think Sasha, that's her name. There are people that were like, she's meh, she's just kind of eh. I actually didn't mind her as Supergirl. I actually kind of liked her as Supergirl. Yeah. And it's kind of sad because we're not going to see her as Supergirl anymore. We're going to get a brand new Supergirl now.
Yeah.
There's more they could have did with that character, but I didn't mind her at all.
Just one of those pointless things that happened that it was just like, well, this had potential. Yeah. And one of the reasons that I enjoyed, I didn't love it, but I thought, again, potential. So her character, obviously, she was intercepted. She was imprisoned her entire life in this pod where she had no exposure to sunlight. She was kept alive for whatever reason in this Russian facility. Yeah. They open it up. They realize it's not Superman. And Keaton, Batman's like, we got to get out of here.
Get the fuck out.
And our Barry is like, we have to help her. We have to get her out of here. It doesn't matter. It's not Superman. Yeah. And she's an alien. Right. And she has no allegiance to humanity whatsoever. She's not Kal-El.
That's what I'm talking about.
She is not the Kal-El who was raised by two human parents, grew up amongst humans, loving us, knowing how we are, you know, Space Jesus. He's not, she's not him. She grew up knowing bad humans. That's right. Imprisoned by humans. And here comes Barry saving her for no reason. But initially, they bust her out, and of course she's all emaciated and she's nothing. She's skin and bone. Yeah. And they take her outside. And,
this was a great scene.
And of course, they just get absolutely mobbed by the Russian guards.
Once she gets in the sun, they get her in the sun.
Right. And she gets thrown over almost, I think it's like the edge of the top of the roof of the building. Yeah. And she, you don't see her for a bit.
Yeah. This was actually a pretty good scene.
And Keaton's like, well, we just gotta not die for a bit, pretty much.
That's fucking gangster.
And they're all doing their best to survive and to not die. And all of a sudden, obviously she's now in the sunlight and
just wreck shop.
And all of a sudden she comes back to life. And
well, Keaton's wrecking shop too.
Right.
It was a good scene.
It's a good scene.
Yeah.
And later, once she gets back in her suit and they're like, hey, you're gonna help us? And she's like, I have no allegiance to you. I have known nothing but pain and torture from you. Yeah. I am a Kryptonian.
That's right.
Basically, she was saying, fuck you humans. Yeah. It's like, you help me, that's great, but peace out. And she leaves. She leaves the
Which in some of the Supergirl stories, it takes her a while.
And if you think about
to accept humans and protect them. And at first she was like, the fuck is this
shit? And if you think about it,
it was great.
That's a really good reaction for her to have. It's like,
it's kind of realistic.
It's like, Barry helped her and she helped them back in turn. But aside from that, why is she going to help them to help humanity? It's like, she doesn't care. Right. But then what happens is she goes flying out and she meets up with Zod and his crew. And she realizes that Zod has declared war on humanity.
Yep.
And initially, it kind of looks like she's going to maybe ally herself with Zod just because he's another Kryptonian. But her reasoning is that, yeah, he's Kryptonian, but Kryptonians are not a warlike people. And here he has just gone and declared war.
Yeah.
On humanity, and that goes against what she believes Kryptonians are. So she races back to the Batcave, and she's like, well, shit, I can't support that, so I guess the enemy of my enemy, there you go. And so
she has her moment here where she helps
Barry get
his powers back.
Right. So I mean, again, not flawless, but I thought it had a lot of good potential. And
but we're never gonna see her again now.
Yeah, so it's
oh well.
Yeah. Kind of sums up current DC quite well, I think.
Yeah. But now we're gonna fast forward a little bit here because we got to get Transformers, our 2 mystery movies. We might have to speed run some of this, because I know you're tired, and I mean, so. But we just watched a really good suspense drama, and I reviewed it earlier today with director Billy Hansen. Check it out. We talked about the film Take Shelter. I've never seen it. And Michael Shannon gives it's one of those movies, again, where I yell out, Michael Shannon is God.
Let me sum this up for you.
Okay.
In the movie Take Shelter, Michael Shannon acts.
That's his job, right? Yeah.
He acts. He's physically in the film, and he acts.
Yes.
As opposed to...
And he's great.
As opposed to this film, where just call him Michael, give me my goddamn paycheck, Shannon.
Yeah.
Where he showed up for an hour, they scanned his face.
Yes.
And then he buggered off. This movie was basically, did AI already take over and start generating faces?
Yeah, we got your likeness. We don't need you. Bye.
Did that already happen in this movie? It was egregious. It was atrocious. It was embarrassing.
It was pretty bad. It was really bad.
You want to talk about sleepwalking? And I don't blame him. I don't really blame him, because at the end of the day, if a director allows it, it kind of falls on the director. If the actor gives you a bad take,
I am Zod.
If the actor gives you a bad take, it technically falls on the director to say, nay.
Yeah.
No.
Another take. Do it again.
Come on, buddy. You can. I know you can. We literally had a movie, a 2-hour film, where Michael Shannon played a character who was very quiet, very monotone.
Yes.
And then in one scene, he fucking loses it and just screams his dialogue and is just rageful and angry. And then just like that, starts crying and sobbing.
Yeah.
He can act. You would never know it.
Michael Shannon is God.
You would never know it in The Flash.
But he is not Zod.
You would...
In this movie, he is not Zod.
You would never know it. You would never know that this man could act.
And speaking of AI scanning actors' faces and just using that and everything else being CGI, they did the same goddamn thing to the actress that played Feora.
Yep.
They did the same thing to her, man.
Yep.
She was one of the coolest things I liked about Man of Steel. I was excited to see her come back. And then when you see her in the movie, I'm like, oh, God, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
What the fuck is this?
Yep.
And again, both Barry's and I think Severio, somebody said earlier that Ezra did a good job acting. He did. Even though the other character was annoying, but he was supposed to be annoying.
Yeah.
But in terms of performance, he did a good job for the film, despite what he does in real life. In the movie, he did a great job acting.
Yeah.
But it's just like, where was I going with this?
Bad CGI.
Even when there's scenes with them together right next to each other. And it's so unbelievably bad.
Or one of them looks fine, and then the other one is like
shockingly bad. Like, what is going on? Is this the mustache over Superman that got removed?
Oh man,
with the bad CGI lips. What are we doing?
Yeah.
So again, unless they ran out of time, they had the money, but they ran out of time to do it. We'll never know. But the filmmakers that did this movie need to stop saying that the CGI looks the way it looks on purpose.
Because that makes it sound worse.
Stop doing that.
That makes it even worse. That makes it even.
Stop it.
That makes it even worse.
But anyway, again, when I did the trailer reaction, I was like, hey, Zod. But this is a trailer reaction. You see it for a couple seconds. But yeah, this was really bad. Like, really bad. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So we got to keep on going here. But now, you know, our team, our Justice League of this world teams up together. And Jar Jar Binks Barry creates his own horrible suit out of an old Batman suit, which ended up being a actually pretty funny scene. I actually laughed out loud. I was very surprised because his face was all fucked up. His cowl was all screwed up. But we actually have a pretty entertaining finale for the most part with everybody doing their thing. And Keaton has his moment as well, being a badass. And here, but then, you know, Keaton gets it. Like, it's not looking good. Keaton gets it. Kara, wait, what was it?
Kara, yeah.
Kara gets it.
Yeah.
You look at the CGI of Zod's face right now, everybody watching. I want you guys to look at. Do you guys see that?
Oh, Jesus Christ! What is that? PS1?
Do you see that?
Is that a PS1 cutscene?
Do you see that?
That's a PS1 cutscene.
So we get some entertaining action. You know, I actually like the action here. You know, Barry did the whole tornado thing. They were kind of teaming up, doing maneuvers. Again, Keaton had his moments, but they kept dying. And so other Barry were like, "Hey, let's keep going back in time, see if we can stop the deaths."
Basically, now we have a switch where the first Barry was like, hey, I can go back and fix it. But now he's starting to learn that the more you go back and fix things, the worse you make it. Well, now the new Barry, second Barry, has figured out that, oh, old Barry, first Barry, went back in time because the mom died.
Yeah.
And so he's starting to realize, oh, the stakes are really high.
Yeah.
We have to fix this because old Barry, you know, he doesn't want any of that to happen. But now people are starting to die. Oh, well, if we can stop this from happening, then we can fix it. But then something goes wrong and everybody dies.
Yeah.
But we can go. They keep going back in time because second Barry is like, no, we can fix it. Everybody dies. No, we can fix it. Everybody dies. And first Barry is like, Barry, we have to stop. Barry, we have to stop. And so it's, you know, there's actually a slight character arc with the two of them.
Yeah.
And basically what you find out is that entity that fucked with first Barry earlier in the film is second Barry going through time so many years and trying to fix time that he becomes this altered, twisted creature that is no longer recognizable as Barry Allen.
This thing right here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this thing up at the top there, that's what Barry is, which again later, this is a spoiler kind of discussion.
Right.
George Clooney shows up a little bit later. But yeah, that's what Barry kind of looks like at Barry number 2 up at the top there. And, you know, our Barry's like, you have to stop. Like, we got to let it go. We got to let things happen.
Right.
But it was interesting, you know, constantly going back to the death sequence. But what I liked about Batman's death sequence was he just kept he jumped on the big dude from Man of Steel, big Kryptonian, and he kept putting bombs on him and trying to dodge him. He kept putting bombs on him, boom, 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 boom. And he actually got him for a second there before he ended up getting killed. That reminded me of Batman jumping on Darkseid's back in Justice League Unlimited. Oh yeah, I took it back there. I took you guys all the way back. And that also reminded me of my boy from Marvel, from the New Warriors, the original, the best New Warriors, not the bullshit New Warriors. My boy Night Thrasher, he did something very similar as well. He put a bomb on someone extremely powerful, and the guy was looking at him because he was surprised of the balls on this guy. So it kind of reminded me of Batman having the balls. He's like, fuck it. I'm most likely going to die. I'm going to try to do what I can to take the guy out. But it was a nice little scene there, you know. He's like, Barry, you brought me back in a way. He said something like that, right, before he died. So again, remember I was willing to give the time bubble a pass at the first time we saw it. Because I'm like, well, maybe it's kind of supposed to look like this. and you were already like, Jesus Christ, Polar Express, right? Well, the whole finale, we are in the time bubble, which feels like an eternity. It feels like we are in the time bubble for like a half an hour or more. And the longer you spend in the time bubble, the more your eyes are going to hurt. And the more I'm like, okay, now I can't, I've been here too long. I can't forgive this bad CGI anymore. Like, you know, even with all the cameos showing up there. Is that PS3 Henry Cavill we got there?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the new video game coming out? And I think even Nicolas Cage made fun of him being in this movie. He was like, what the fuck was that? But yeah, it was so just bad. Like I couldn't forgive it anymore because we stayed there way too long. We were there way too long. And that's the finale of the movie. We're like there forever. You got Adam West. There's tons of cameos. And you get an odd cameo from Christopher and old girl, Christopher Reeve and old girl from
Helen
from Supergirl.
Yeah.
They show up. And what's bad about that is they see all the dimension and worlds opening up because of the chaos of all the Flashes fucking with each other. And you see they all look fucking bored. That was the problem with all of these cameos. Nicolas Cage is like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. There's another dimension opening up over there. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. I just killed a giant spider, and now there is a vortex opening up another universe, but I'm going to stand here and look completely bored. Yes. Same thing with Christopher and Supergirl. They're just sitting there on top of the rooftop, just, oh, look at that. Oh, all different dimensions and worlds open up. Yeah, just. And I'm like, dude, could you have them emote? Like, what the hell's going on over there? Oh my God, maybe we should do something. Everybody was fucking bored, man. So that did not help at all. But you know, we finally get our happy ending. Evil Barry number 2 is stopped. He lets it go. You think things go back to normal, except before things completely go back to normal, Barry goes back to the store, changes something to where now when his dad gets the groceries,
he has this
tomato can.
He has this really nice scene.
Yeah, good scene with good acting.
Where
with his mom.
He kind of says goodbye to his mom because he realizes he can't alter the past like that. But he does slightly alter it so that the tomato cans are a little bit higher so that his dad has to reach up and grab the tomato cans.
Yeah.
So it's very subtle. It's just enough so that everything still happens as it does, but now when he looks up, the camera can see him, and so it exonerates his dad finally in the footage, and he can get paroled or released, not paroled, but actually released. And so he gets released, and when he's on his way out,
and I at that point I was like, okay, movie, what story are you trying to tell? Because the moral of the story I thought was like what Bruce Wayne said earlier: don't fuck with the time, let things go.
Right.
Learn to let go, like I had to with my parents dying.
Right.
So I'm like, well, he kind of fucked up to save his dad. What story are you trying to tell? And then
right. So
and then
this was a cameo. This was something that somehow I didn't get spoiled.
Yeah.
I don't know how I didn't know about
it. I heard it, but I forgot it by the time we watched the movie.
So
it still was a surprise.
He's on his way out from the courthouse and he gets a call from Bruce Wayne.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, I'm on my way. I'll come pick you up.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay, cool. And he's all like waiting for Bruce to come out of the court, in his vehicle.
Right.
And out comes the vehicle and out steps, you see the leg, and out comes fucking George Clooney, bobbing his goofy little head. And then Barry goes,
Poison Ivy, what can I do for you?
And then Barry's like, who the fuck are you?
That was great. That made the Clooney cameo actually more funny when Barry said, who the fuck are you?
Which
that was actually funny.
Again, I know some people were probably disappointed with it. Again, I know a lot of people. I get it. I get the hate for Batman and Robin right there.
Oh yeah, we understand.
As far as I'm concerned, anytime you can make fun of something, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I think it's funny to make fun of the film. I would prefer you make fun of it than just ignore it because it happened.
Yeah.
It killed the franchise.
It
that
did.
movie buried the franchise
Yeah.
until 2005.
Yeah.
Think about it.
One good thing came out of Batman and Robin. Batman Begins.
Yeah.
If there was no Batman and Robin, we would have no Christopher Nolan trilogy.
Yeah.
Because they were like, holy shit, we got to start from scratch and start over.
Yeah. So it's like, I think it's hilarious that they actually made fun of it. And then Clooney was.
What's up, Damon? What's up, man?
Hey. And that Clooney was willing to actually make fun of himself. And
yeah.
I think it's hilarious. So I was fine with it.
So did we, night one. So did we.
Yeah.
I think I missed the super chat. Oh my goodness. Thanks again, Simon. Thanks again. Is it just me, or did the special effects when the Flash was doing his time bubble thing, his surroundings reminded me of Star Trek The Voyage Home?
Oh,
I get it.
Oh, how funny. A little bit. There was a weird scene in Star Trek The Voyage Home when they first,
trying to remember that.
It's very, very short when they first go to San Francisco, when they first slingshot around the sun and they time travel. There's this really odd scene where they're in this flux and they're recovering, and you see all of their heads pop up, and it's like this weird effect, and you hear future dialogue from the film. And then it's just an odd scene. A little weird. Interesting comparison there.
Yeah. But overall, again, we watched it for free.
Yeah.
In the comfort of our own home. We had zero expectations. We were kind of expecting it to be the worst DC superhero movie ever made because of what everybody was saying about it and it bombing in the theater. But despite the absolutely horrendous CGI and the other nitpicks we complained about, the end credit or post credit sequence is fucking terrible.
Awful. Waste of
Aquaman.
Waste of Momoa.
Yeah. Nothing was funny in that.
What are you going to waste your Momoa for?
Yeah, what was the point of that?
Crap.
That was horrible.
It's garbage.
Yeah. So anyway, despite all of that, for the most part,
we
were entertained by it.
It Yeah, it wasn't.
I wouldn't put it on my top 10
was,
DC superhero movies.
Yeah.
But there were things in it that we did enjoy.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's stunt double was amazing.
Right.
Oh, really? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. He's the worst casting ever. All right, we're gonna move on here. Oh boy, I forgot. Like we said with Super Mario Brothers that we would recommend Puss in Boots over that movie. In terms of like animated films, we enjoyed that a lot more. So check it out if you haven't seen Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Check that out. But I have one for you guys with The Flash. I know you guys are going to say, you're going to recommend us Spider-Man No Way Home. Nay, sir. I am not. I'm going to recommend motherfucking The Flashpoint Paradox. This DC Universe animated movie is fucking phenomenal. And this is why people who make these animated movies and people that write this shit need to be doing the live action shit. I've been saying this for years. But yeah, if you'd like to watch something overall in terms of story and excitement that's a little bit better, check out The Flashpoint Paradox. 2 thumbs up for that one. Now it's time for your babies. It is time for Transforminators. We're getting in to Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Now, when we did the trailer reaction, and I was trying to be positive, and for the most part, you did like at least the designs of the Maximals.
Yeah, I thought they got it right.
You said, and so remember, this is not her going in there expecting the show.
Yeah. Oh,
she smartly said, I think during that trailer reaction, that she should probably go into this expecting them to do something completely different than what she's used to on the show, because she's a diehard fan of the show.
It's impossible.
She showed the show to me, and I was like, I feel bad for not watching this when it came out in the 90s. But
the
movie still has to be good. Even if you're rebooting it, even if you're restarting shit, you're doing something different with iconic characters, it still has to be a good movie.
The problem with
Beast Transformers Wars. Rise of the Beast is a movie. It's a movie.
The problem with Beast Wars.
Okay.
And it's the same problem that Netflix animated series had.
Yeah.
The problem with Beast Wars, the original Beast Wars.
Kevin, Yeah.
The problem with Beast Wars is that it is 52 episodes of its own story.
Yeah. With no humans.
It's no
humans.
Yeah, it's
You get some cave people later, but
yeah.
that's about it.
And it's hang on a second. Let me clarify something.
Oh, she's gonna clarify.
Sorry, it's 50 episodes. 50 episodes. I just want to make sure I get that right. Not including Beast Machines, because that's debatable if you want to go with that.
Yeah.
It's 50 episodes of its own story. And again, going back to the first season, only roughly 12 of those episodes are mandatory viewing. And of the other 12 episodes, some of them are character development, but they're all fluff. So half of the first season is mandatory viewing because it's an overarching story, and they're all scattered.
And this is like early 90s, right?
No.
This is like mid to
this is like mid
90s. Okay.
It goes mid to late 90s.
Because it's all CG animated
for
its time.
Mid to late 90s. Okay.
Right.
So the first season, 26 episodes, half and half, all scattered, fluff and mandatory viewing.
Yeah.
Second season tightens up, all mandatory viewing. Third season, it's a little bit of fluff, rest is mandatory viewing. Okay. So the series itself, it's its own lore. And at first, people like original G1 Transformers fans were like, oh, fuck this. You're going to take the Transformer property and you're going to shit all over it and create Maximals and Predacons. What about the Decepticons? And that you're gonna take our lore and but then they realized they had the sandbox to play with, and they realized, oh, we can actually do stuff. And when they started realizing, hey, we can tell real stories, and they started respecting the lore a little bit more, and they started doing stuff with it, the fans were like, we got you. We're on board with this now. And that's the problem with Beast Wars, is that it became its own entity.
Right.
And when you try to take 50 episodes of content with its own characters, its own story, and its own thing, and you try to suddenly jam it in to Transformers, which is Autobots and Decepticons who've already had their own thing going on, whether it's movie form or in the Netflix case, they've already had their own story going on. It's impossible to do it justice. And just like that damn Netflix series was fine on its own.
The first two seasons was actually pretty good.
Yeah. That Netflix
War for Cybertron or something like that.
Yeah,
like
the Netflix series was fine on its own.
Good, yeah.
But then you try to
the third season,
crowbar the Beast Wars in, you're never going to do it justice. Yeah. And it's the same thing that happened with this movie. Yeah, the robots looked cool.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it didn't fucking matter.
It didn't matter.
They're just shells of themselves.
Yep.
And if I'm going to be totally honest, not very good looking CGI shells of themselves.
Yeah.
The CGI in this film
not good.
Was atrocious. Was it Flash? No.
I wasn't Flash bad, but I was very surprised. I was kind of like, dude, because again, we're watching a trailer, we're seeing snippets. We're seeing somebody jump or something, firing little guns and whatever. Like, it's quick.
Yeah.
But when you watch it for a while, these action set pieces, and you see the robots walking around for a long time, it's like, dude, what happened? What was this a small budgeted movie? I mean, let us know if you guys know what the budget was, but it was just kind of surprising that some of the special effects in this movie look worse than the Bay films. And those are considered old now. And they tried to reboot and start things over with Bumblebee, and here we're continuing that. I love how in this movie they say one line referencing Haley Steinfeld. Was it Haley Steinfeld? Or Seinfeld, whatever the fuck her name. Whatever the fuck her name is.
I was right the first time.
It was like one line. They referenced her.
I'm sorry. I was right the first time. It was 52 episodes.
Oh, okay.
I'm stupid.
Oh, it's fine.
My brain. Forgive me. I'm tired. It was 52.
Yeah.
Stupid. But anyway, yeah, they did have, and I was thinking, are they going to soft reboot every single, but yeah, they did try to. And this movie, so not only do they try to pull in the Maximals in this movie, which the Maximals are barely characters in this.
Yeah.
But now they've introduced new humans, which you know how much I love them just bringing in random new humans.
Yeah.
And Optimus yet again is pissed off.
Fucking humans.
How does Optimus get more pissed off with each movie?
Fuck all humans.
You know, he's getting more curmudgeon. It's like, is Peter Cullen okay? Is he okay?
There we go. Transformers Rise of the Beast had no beasts. And at this point, I have given up. Hollywood will do this over and over again.
You know,
they have done this in the past too. And that's kind of where we're at.
And at this point, do I have to do it again? #, justice for Rhinox. He was not a goddamn character. He had no lines.
He had no lines. He had no voice.
And I need to. I need to remind you? Do I need to remind you?
Yeah.
That in the original series, Rhinox was literally the heart and soul.
Yeah.
Of the Maximals. He was the number 2.
He whipped out 2 big ass Gatling guns.
Never seen.
Gatling guns.
Yeah.
No, we don't need to show that in the movie. Fuck it.
Barely even saw his robot form in this movie. Yeah. Didn't have a line in this movie. No personality whatsoever.
$200 million.
You would never fucking know
$200 million. Yeah.
You know, Severio Severio, the concept of Beast Wars is a little hokey, and believe me, if you ever go back and watch the first season, it's not going to do you any favors because the animation is very wonky.
It's rough.
It's very wonky. Yeah. You have to have a very gentle mind going in. You have to have a forgiving mind going in. If you ever want to give Beast Wars a shot, you have to understand this was old, low budget. And the heart was in the right place when they made this show.
Right.
And it's a goofy concept, but it's the same thing. It's like, why turn into robots? I mean, why robots turn into cars? Why would they turn into animals?
Yeah.
It's to sell toys. It's basically what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But then you can say the same thing about the Dinobots.
Yeah,
you could
same
say
thing.
You can't complain about Maximals when there's Dinobots.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway. So again, now here's the thing. Okay, this movie, obviously, we can't put the whole series, the saga that was the series, in one movie. So, but still, and you're doing your own thing with the characters, fine. But still, they're not characters.
No.
They're just there. You're not doing anything with them.
They tried.
But Cheetor had one line? I think Cheetor had one line.
He had 1 or 2 lines.
Yeah.
They tried to make Primal and Air Razor characters. Like they tried to do the most with them, but that was because they were actors that we knew.
It's because it was Ron Perlman and Michelle Yeoh.
Yes. That was it. So they tried, which is fine. And honestly, that's probably the most attention Air Razor's ever gotten in media form, because in the animation, in the old animation, Air Razor didn't get too much love. She showed up a couple episodes in. She would show up occasionally. She would fight Black Arachnia every once in a while. But once Black Arachnia showed up, to be perfectly honest, it became all about Black Arachnia. Yeah. And then Air Razor fucked off at the beginning of season 2. Mm-hmm. We never saw her again until 1 episode into season 3. Yeah. And then they just completely fucked her off again. Yeah. And she was disrespected. Her and Tigatron, woo, that was a whole situation. Yeah. But that was her character. Once Black Arachnia showed up, it became the Black Arachnia show. So Air Razor probably got more respect and love in this movie, I hate to say.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, even though
but still, they still didn't have to kill her off. You're introducing brand new characters. You're starting over.
What?
You're starting a brand new franchise.
It's tragic because Primal had to kill her. Why we care?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, they keep making the same mistakes. Okay. We don't give a shit about the humans. Every single movie we don't care about the humans. How many live action Transformers films has there been now?
There was the original 5 Bay movies.
Right. Jesus Christ, there were 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was Bumblebee.
Right.
And
And now we
there
have
was this
this.
one.
So
this
we
is
have
the 7.
6, what?
7.
7 live action.
Yep. Because there was the
Transformers
first, there
movies.
was the trilogy, and then
Right.
there was Age of Extinction, and then there was the one after that.
The last night. Yeah.
The one after that.
Which we couldn't stop laughing while watching, by the way.
Yeah.
Not for good reasons.
So that was 5,
But
and
yeah,
then
the last
Bumblebee,
night,
and then this one.
And I think we enjoyed Bumblebee at the time when we got out of the theater because it wasn't a Bay movie. And we were like, okay, let's see where they take it now, kind of thing. I have a feeling if we go back and watch Bumblebee now, our review will be lower. I don't think we'll like it as much if we watch it now. But we loved, again, majority of the reason people wanted to see that movie was because that amazing War on Cybertron flashback. That was fucking epic. Even though it looked like a PS3 cutscene, I don't give a shit. It looked fucking epic. And that almost didn't make that movie, Bumblebee. That almost got cut.
Yeah.
That was like, dude, that's like the only reason I think we have that movie on Blu-ray is because of that scene.
Yeah.
But still, we're making the same mistakes. You're giving us uninteresting characters. We don't give a fuck about these. None. We don't give a fuck about these two. None.
Yeah. And of course,
felt nothing. Just like all the other goddamn movies.
Yeah. And what do you do when you've got characters that you don't give a shit about? Oh, you do the cheap cop out. You give one of them a sick kid brother or sister or little kid that's you have to care about it because it's a sick kid.
It's lazy writing,
and that's what it is.
We don't know how to make this character interesting.
I'm sure that works.
He's got a sick brother. Okay.
Yeah. And they're really tight, they're really close, and they communicate. But okay, can somebody explain to me the appeal of Pete Davidson? I've never seen anything with this person.
We don't really watch Saturday Night Live.
I've never seen anything with this person.
Yeah.
And now I know, and I wish I didn't. Mirage?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, way to destroy Mirage. I never gave a shit about Mirage, and now I hate Mirage.
Well, you better accept it, Missy, because Mirage is the new Bumblebee.
And now I hate Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Bumblebee's the radio thing was cute in the first movie.
Yeah.
And what I find interesting was in the first movie, by the end of the movie, they fixed his voice box only to fucking it got damaged again in the second movie, just so because they wanted to keep with the gimmick. It got more and more tired as movies went on.
Yeah.
And so they brought it back just because, it's funny. I fucking hate it now.
No, it's old now.
I fucking hate it now.
Stop it.
It's not funny anymore. I mean, it's like dangling the keys in front of a little toddler. In front of a baby. It's like, I can't stand it anymore. It's not funny. It's not cute. I hate it.
Yeah.
But it's just so irritating. So I hate Bumblebee now. I hate Mirage now. Optimus is a cranky old man. I guess Optimus is my spirit animal.
Fuck humans.
Yeah. That's what it's getting.
All of the humans on Earth can go fuck.
I mean, and they try to do this they try to do this whole thing where Primal was like, he's not what I thought he was. And it's like, well, okay. And now Prime's learning from Primal. And I'm like, okay.
Rob said Pete Davidson nailed it as Mirage. Oh, I'm sure. Well, I'm hearing a lot of people are loving Mirage. That's like I said, Mirage for this generation is the new Bumblebee. So have at it. Have fun.
You can have it.
I think the only thing I laughed at with Mirage was he says something about, you have to trust me. You were inside me or something like that. And then I went, ha! That was the only time
apparently I'm too old. Apparently I'm too old to get it.
Well, anyway,
it's just not for me.
Yeah. Stop giving us if you're going to give us human characters, make them interesting.
At this point, they had this setup at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
To have the G.I. Joe crossover that we never got as kids in the 80s. And at this point, I think that's their best bet, is to just pull the fucking trigger and do it. Because if you want to stick with this generic character,
Yeah.
You can, because he could be your gateway into G.I. Joe, like they set up at the end of the movie.
Right.
But you can have now all these G.I. Joe characters. They could be your humans now. Instead of having generic...
This is what needs to happen.
Instead
Hollywood,
of having,
are you listening to this?
Instead of having all these generic characters that we don't give two fucks about,
yes.
bring in the Joes.
Yes, that's your humans now.
And so
characters.
now at least we have... We have...
If they can't even pull that off, Jesus Christ.
Because
they can all go...
But it would at least, it would just be a little slightly more interesting. But I mean, it would be more fun to watch the Joes and Cobra versus the Autobots and Decepticons. It would make more sense.
Right.
And it would be more fun to watch.
Hopefully. Yes.
On paper,
it should work.
It would, in theory, it would be more fun to watch than having to sit there through the meanderings of these idiot humans that we have to stop and get to know. For 20 to 30 fucking minutes every single time in every single movie.
Home team. Home fucking team. Anyway.
It's just it's just clearly
again,
clearly not for me anymore.
Uninteresting characters mixed with Unicron that didn't show up. I know the point was to stop him from showing up. But I wanted to see at least a little bit more Unicron. Not a lot of love for our boys here. They are literally non-characters. And RC barely did anything. And RC had, I think, more screen time than the Maximals. I mean, come on, you're losing us here. You're losing us. Okay. We have our pissed off, curmudgeon-y old Optimus Prime saying fuck humans. Now, I'll admit this scene on the bottom here, when the Decepticons showed up, and just fucked up all the Autobots. I kind of enjoyed that. Like, all of them got punked. Mirage got punked. Optimus. Bumblebee got shanked, as somebody pointed out in the comment. I actually didn't mind that, because I was like, okay, at least something's happening. But even in the end finale, man, like, I don't know. even if in the end finale, man, it's like, I should audition. Even in the end finale, but you have all the actions at the end, right? And again, in the trailer, you saw bits of it, and I'm like, okay, it might be, this might be cool. We've kind of all seen it before. We've seen it before. There's nothing new, It's just a bunch of generic little Decepticon minions, scorpions getting ripped up. Like, there was really nothing new, and this was the time to really have the Maximals shine, and you barely could track their movements because everything was fancy shot, and one's riding another one over here, and they're trying to make it big and epic, and I'm like, just take the beasts off the fucking poster. They're not the star of their own goddamn movie, which we've been saying since day one. The Transformers are not the stars of their own goddamn franchise. And we've been saying that forever. And I know there's been Bay fans forever, and that's great. In terms of a special effects and technical level, the Bay former movies are great. I mean, he really did some stuff, especially in that third movie. I was like, wow, in terms of stunts and technical special effects. But let's be honest, the Transformers are not the stars in their old goddamn franchise. And we're still seeing the same mistakes from Hollywood again and again. Well, no, wait, no, this time it's going to be different. We're going to reboot it, requel it, and we're starting over. Nope, we're making the same mistakes. And, at the end here, it's like, okay, we got a lot of action. And, I love mindless action. Some of the shots were okay. Some of the shots I didn't mind. And then some of the shots I was like, well, stuff's happening. We have our boy here. What was his name? We're going to call him Man. We're going to call him Brooklyn. That's his name. Brooklyn?
Noah.
That's his name. No, his name is Brooklyn. Because that's all he said through the whole goddamn movie. Brooklyn, baby, Brooklyn. That's his name. So Brooklyn turns into live action Mega Man right here. And so he has his little action sequence. But this right here, stuff like this, amazing shot. I'll give the movie this. When we had to wait to the fucking goddamn end of the movie. We finally have Optimus
Primal?
finally say
What?
the line he always says in every episode.
Maximize?
Yeah. He finally says maximize, and he finally transforms. And you know, I could see, and we get some throwdown here, and I could see that the filmmakers were really hoping that was like the Captain America catching Mjolnir audience reaction from Avengers Endgame moment.
Assemble.
No, just catching when he
just
catches
catching
yeah, that's when the audience went crazy, and Thor's like, I knew it, right? You could tell they were hoping that the audience and Beast Wars fans really reacted to that, but we're just sitting there, just it's like we've seen this all before. Stuff's happening, and we don't care about the human characters. So what are we left with? We're left with non-robotic characters. You know. Again, the Transformers are not the stars of their own goddamn movies. But a lot of people love these movies. It keeps making money. And Hollywood's still going to keep making the same goddamn movie.
And all I'm left
forever
saying,
and ever and ever.
And all I'll be left saying till the day I die, apparently, is this just isn't for me anymore.
We're not making the same mistakes we're making. Oh my goodness! They cast someone who was dope in real life. You are brilliant as always. So is Lady Phat. But well, thank you, Todd.
Oh.
Yeah, man. But you know, again, I think all of the fans of the Bayformer films and the fans of the last two movies, this film and the last one, you guys as fans deserve better. You know, you guys deserve better Transformer movies. You know. Imagine being in the theater watching a Transformers movie and you got to know this certain Autobot. Okay. I'm not talking about Bumblebee, getting to know Bumblebee hanging out through another human. I'm talking about getting to know that Autobot, getting to know his personality, what makes him tick. And there's a story behind him. Now imagine watching the audience that's invested in this character now, see that Autobot in action and then die. Imagine that. Or they see him overcome adversity and then they can root for that character. You see the difference?
Hollywood. Listen, Hollywood. I know you're afraid that people won't respond to a movie about talking robots. But I would like to remind you that the two highest grossing, most successful films of all time were about disgusting 10-foot tall blue aliens.
Yo, there you go.
And they're hideous. Hideous. The most successful movies of all time.
Of all time.
People.
So they're not going to change, is what you're saying?
People flocked.
Is that what you're saying?
Hollywood's
not going to change?
Flocked.
Smurfs and Fern Gully.
I'm just saying, you're afraid that people can't connect to robots.
Exactly.
A movie about robots, and yet.
Oh, it's a good point.
And yet.
Yeah, you have a billion-dollar, zillion-dollar franchise about blue aliens.
People can tolerate a movie about robots.
They can do robots.
Do you remember WALL-E?
WALL-E. There you go.
It can be done.
Yeah, it can be done.
Anyway.
And you fans deserve better. There you go. Preach some.
You mistook my meaning.
Yeah, you mistook it.
You mistook my meaning. When I said they're hideous, I meant they're hideous. But anyway.
Yeah. So one day, maybe when we're 80 years old and we're still around, we'll get an awesome Transformers movie.
No.
You know, I mean, by default, if we have to choose a live action Transformers film that's the best, would it be the first one by default?
You know, I hate to say it, but if I remember, I remember the first one, the feels from the first one.
Yeah.
But
in terms of special effects, blew us away.
I do remember for some reason, even though it was really, really long.
Yeah.
There's something about the third one.
Yeah.
There's something about that isn't terrible.
I need to rewatch it.
I have a feeling the third one was not bad. It's just long.
I think we liked it. It's been years since we've seen it. I think we liked it more than the second one.
Well, yeah, the second one. The second
but-
one happened during the other writer strike back in
Right.
07.
But
So that one didn't
yeah.
have a proper script.
Yeah.
But
But what we're saying is we were entertained to a certain extent. We're not saying these are great movies though. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yep.
But I don't know, there's Bayformer fans out there. So, but I mean, if you're going to give us human characters, make them characters and have the perfect balance.
Make them G.I. Joe.
There you go. You guys are hearing this right now. If Hollywood drops the ball, they don't have to write any new characters. They have the Joes for the next goddamn movie.
It would just be easier.
They're gonna fuck it up. They're gonna
it
fuck
would
it up.
just be easier because
No one's still gonna be there.
It's
They're gonna fuck it
easier.
up.
It's easier to go with G.I. Joe because they're generic. They don't need a lot of personality. You've got your basic tier of G.I. Joe characters. You can make them stock.
Yeah.
Just just easy. It's just simple. Just get a handful of Joes. Give them the generic, oh, I'm the hero. Oh, I'm the hot chick. Oh,
It's perfect.
I'm sorry, you can't have hot chicks in movies anymore.
It's offensive.
I mean, I'm
apparently.
just saying, you could just, I don't know. It just seems like it would be the easiest way to get your humans in there if you have to have humans.
Yeah.
And you have your good guys, your bad guys, and then you have your good robots and your bad robots, and they all team up with each other.
Then we're out. We're out if this happens. You've lost us.
Ooh.
But then, if you go back to the second movie, do you guys remember Starscream being concerned about the hatchlings? Does anybody remember that goddamn scene or that goddamn line from the second movie? Does anyone remember that? How the fuck do I remember that?
Yeah, that was...
Megatron, the hatchlings aren't surviving. The fuck?
Like I said, no script. No proper...
Hey, what's up, McCloskey? How you doing, brother?
Hello.
All right, anyway. So it's just
It's there. It is.
It's just we've seen it. Like, I don't hate it. It's the same shit.
It's
just the same shit over again.
For us, it's just not a purchase.
No. But I thought Rise of the Beast was a huge hit. Kevin said that it broke even.
Really?
I was surprised.
That is surprising.
I thought this was a big hit. So you never know. There may not be a Joe crossover Transformers movie.
I just, you know what? I would say scrap the characters that scrap the human characters you've established, reboot it, and just go for broke. I would say go for broke and do the G.I. Joe crossover.
If they nail that crossover, money, it'll be exciting. It'll be like really good, man.
I don't think Hollywood ever had a passion, if I can be totally frank. I don't, because Hollywood is a business, and I understand that. I think there are some passionate people in it.
Yeah.
But I think it's harder and harder to make passion projects. When you have directors like Martin Scorsese out there that can barely make a movie, which that boggles my mind.
We didn't know that. I don't know if you guys knew that. We found that out like recently. That he couldn't make a movie. It was like a pain in the ass to get The Irishman done on Netflix.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese had issues trying to make a movie.
And now his next movie,
like what?
His next movie is an Apple TV exclusive. Martin Scorsese?
Dude, it's crazy, man.
Scorsese?
Yeah, dude.
He can't make a theatrical movie. It's like, come on. That's absurd.
Yeah.
Like, it's sad.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you got freaking Pinocchio director.
Pinocchio on Disney Plus. That movie doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so just Flash, not a good movie, but we were surprised by. We were actually entertained by it for what it was. We found entertainment.
Yeah.
Mario was fine. Just it is what it is. It's there. And Transformers, again, it's just the same old shit. Yeah. And I hate to admit this, and I may lose all credibility right now, but I got to be honest. I enjoyed low budget as fuck Ghoulies. I enjoyed Ghoulies more than Super Mario Brothers and Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. But don't forget, hey, we don't want to end on a sour note. We have 2 more movies to talk about quickly. We don't end on a sour note because there's awesome movies out there, guys. Badass movies that will scratch the fucking itch. Like Bad City. Yes. Check this out. This will scratch the itch. Action, gunfights, martial arts, characters you care about, villains that are interesting. Good movies still exist. They're out there. You just got to know where to find them. Oh my goodness. All right. But now, give me that beer. Now, the 2 random out of nowhere bonus movie reviews just for fun.
Yeah.
Because we both watched it because you're...
I wasn't feeling well.
So it's tradition.
So in 2005, did you know this? Fun fact. Incubus made a couple of songs.
Incubus, yes.
They made a couple of songs, and somebody made a movie around those songs about flying aircraft.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yes. Here we go. We're talking Stealth, baby.
So we had heard, and you know what was really bad? We ended up realizing halfway through this movie that we had this movie on Blu-ray.
We didn't even know we had it.
We had like this 9-pack,
Yeah,
this
like
generic 9 action pack from
Yeah.
like, what was it? Not Echo Bridge.
Might it be
Fuck it.
Mill Creek?
Something like that. We were watching it on Amazon Prime. It was one of those things where it was like, I need schlock. I'm in pain. I need schlock. And it's like, hey, we heard Stealth was trash. Really bad trash.
Yes.
And I'm like, let's do it. Let's go. And so
we have a fan here.
oh no.
Hey, Stealth, what's fun?
Oh no. And so what I got out of this movie, what I found hilarious about this
There's no
movie,
connection. These are just 2 random as fuck movie reviews.
No.
Yeah. There's no connection.
So what I found hilarious about this movie was how goddamn cool it thought it was.
Dude, this movie thought it was the shit.
Like, I mean, from the opening training sequence from beginning to end, this movie was convinced it was the coolest shit you've ever seen, and it wanted you to know it. Like, oh, I'm just so cool.
It's
like,
cool.
oh,
we
everyone's
got slow motion walking shots,
oh,
man.
We got the sex appeal.
We got all the sexy. We got some sexy actors. We're all sex appeal, cool. Jamie Foxx is flexing in the mirror, all greased up. Oh man, it's fucking hilarious.
Lord.
Scream! It really thought that it was the coolest, hottest shit ever made. And if you watch the movie, you'll totally get that vibe.
Dude, it was hilarious, and it was just like, oh god.
But what's so funny? I don't want to be burned in my Incubus, man. What's funny is because we're back to AI again, which is so funny because we're dealing with another movie where AI goes bad, and who shows up? He shows up in this movie, and we couldn't stop laughing.
Oh, give me a sec. I remember his name, then I forgot his name. Joe Morton.
Yes, he shows up in
Miles
this movie.
Dyson.
Miles Dyson shows up in this movie,
and I'm like, God damn it, are you serious? Y'all never learn? It's like you want to talk about you know.
So with Stealth, I'm going to sum it up really easy. This movie is a wannabe Top Gun meets Flight of the Navigator. That's what this movie is, okay? Flight of the Navigator. Yes, that's what this movie is. I don't know if you guys knew that this movie exists. But that's what this is. Top Gun meets Flight of the Navigator. Now, the special effects for its time, because this was a big budget movie. This was a huge bomb, by the way, like huge bomb. But special effects, some of the shots were actually pretty good for its time. I was surprised. And then some other shots later, we were like, ooh, oh God, it was fucking horrible. But some of it, in terms of the flying battles, some of it pretty good for its time. And it was pretty solid. You know, it was pretty good because it was a big budget movie. Now, the way we're describing it, because you guys know us, this sounds like a good, bad movie, doesn't it? Like, this sounds like, oh my God, This is what we wanted. We wanted good trash. We wanted hilarious bad. We wanted good bad. But the problem with this movie is there's potential throughout this film to be good bad. But then it just completely goes off the rails in the third act and finale.
Oh, it's not just
And
that.
it's just
don't
they lose.
don't
they
forget
lose
about
it.
the part where they go on vacation to Thailand.
God.
Yeah,
Yes,
you,
that was
you
that was
forgot
important.
about that.
Yes.
Yeah, they go on vacation in an attempt to build characters because
Is that what they were doing?
I think so. It was because they wanted to go on vacation.
Yeah.
To see the sights, but it was also to try to build character because later on, spoiler, Jamie Foxx's character dies and they want you
Yeah.
to feel something.
And we felt nothing.
Yeah.
I was actually laughing hysterically
And
when
it was-
Jamie Foxx died.
It was
I was laughing
it was embarrassing
because he was a fucking idiot.
It was embarrassing.
His character was an idiot.
It was embarrassing how they were trying to build up.
Yeah.
You trying like how the movie was trying to make you care about Jamie Foxx's character.
Right.
Because he was with this girl and
some random Thai girl.
Yeah, it was
He
so
was gonna
bad
marry.
how they were clearly trying to be like, oh, you care about him, right? You care about him,
This
right?
all
He's like,
happened
oh,
in like
he's-
5 minutes.
He's so dead.
Yeah,
but
he's
yeah,
dead.
his death scene was
Oh, it was
absolutely
hilarious.
just, oh,
It was
Bruh.
hilarious. It was almost
Bruh.
up there with the dude, what's his name? Harry Connick Jr. from Independence Day.
mm.
Like, what are you doing? Will Smith's like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing, man? You know me. And then he dies. It was pretty much that level of hilariosity. Hold on a second. Simon Section has been a member, has been a certified channel badass member for 28 months,
Oh,
baby.
wow. My
Look
goodness.
at that. Simon, sir, you get the motherfucking Redford. Yes. Yes. You get the Redford, my friend. Thanks again for your support, man. We appreciate that. Yeah, I took y'all back to the 90s, didn't I? You know me. And then he died. Hilarious. That's Jamie Foxx in this movie. But yeah, so you know, they're the biggest, baddest pilots with the newest technology of ships, planes, whatever the fuck.
Yep.
And you know, hey, Flight of the Navigator AI is installed and it has a mind of its own. It is not listening. It's all about the objective.
But, yeah, what was really stupid, the movie couldn't make up his mind, its mind, because the AI was programmed to be super smart and to learn.
Yeah.
And at first, you
Sound familiar?
think it's going to be Ultron, which
Right.
cool, it's Ultron. It
Yeah.
should be learning on its own and
Yeah.
it should do its own thing. But then the damn thing gets struck by lightning,
Right.
which, okay, either it evolves on its own to be evil.
Right.
Why does it need to
or
get
it's an
struck by
accident.
lightning?
Yeah.
Pick a lane.
Yeah.
But the movie was confused, and I could have sworn
Yeah.
that did he really short the AI out at the end by making it fly through water? And that's what stopped the AI from being evil? I could have totally checked out at the end.
I thought they just bonded.
All I remember, they did bond.
I thought they just bonded.
But all I
and-
remember was the plane had a gaping hole in,
Yeah, I
in the
thought-
wing.
I thought he talked them out of it.
But he had a
'cause
gaping hole. Why did he have him fly through the water?
Flight
Was
of
he
the-
on fire?
Maybe.
See, I don't remember. I thought he shorted out the evil. That's how checked out I was. I was making shit up.
It's
from the
funny.
movie
It's
in my
funny
head.
because the very next day we forgot we watched it. We were like, we watched something yesterday, right? What did we watch? Oh shit, Stealth. It's so cool, man. Play that Incubus, man. And speaking of playing Incubus, again, the movie had potential to be good bad. When the Flight of the Navigator
no.
evil EI played Incubus music. That was its thing.
Eddie. Its
Eddie.
name is Eddie.
Eddie liked to play Incubus while flying around and fucking shut up. And I'm like, dude,
and killing
this is
people.
fucking horrible but hilarious at the same time.
Oh, it was great. Oh, it's great.
Right?
Oh.
So anyway. So Jamie, of course, you know, they don't get along. You know, them and the AI does not get along. It's not following orders. So now from the superiors, they're giving them, you know, the orders to take down Eddie. Eddie's like, fuck you. Now again,
Well, there's the one superior that's like, no, it's all about Eddie. Eddie's the future.
right.
So you got the one superior that's like, no, Eddie, it's all about Eddie. Eddie's got, you know, And so Eddie's like, oh, it's all about me. But then you got the other superiors is like, oh shit, we got a problem. So it's like conflict.
Yeah. Conflict that we don't care about. But anyway, so we were laughing hysterically when Jamie Foxx is trying to take Eddie down because he's giving the orders to, and Eddie says, "Leave me alone." The most baddest. Like, can you imagine Terminator? Could you imagine T-800 saying, "Leave me alone"? Give me your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Fuck you, man. Leave me alone. Can you? Oh my god! And then it starts flying away, and then Jamie Foxx is chasing after it, and then Beale calls him. He calls out, something's coming up. Like, don't go through that area. You're gonna get killed. Jamie Foxx goes, "You know me," and then he ends up dying, and we couldn't stop laughing. All right, so again, like I said earlier, this all sounds like it's even worse than Eagle Eye. This all sounds like you should be ashamed. This, what's funny? I never heard of them anymore after this movie. I remember when Stealth came out. I remember there was an Incubus music video for this movie, and then I never saw Incubus ever again. They may have still been doing some stuff. Simon, thanks again for the super chat, my friend. You're rocking it tonight. I've been to Thailand. 8 boiled scorpions taste like pork scratchings. Needs hot ones. Let the ruckus begin. All right. Hey, watch Stealth. We are recommending this trash.
I recommend food and booze.
Food and booze. Yes. But wait. We're getting to the disappointment part. So again, like I said, it sounds like this is going to be good trash, our type of good trash, good bad. It's just so bad it's good type of thing. And then for some strange reason, the third act of the finale, we're all about serious now. The whole movie serious. The politicians are involved. Everything's serious. The officers are serious that are giving the orders. Oh, there's betrayal. There's intrigue. Oh, everything's dead serious now. And it's just like, no, man. You just had Skynet earlier say, "Leave me alone," while flying away, killing people, playing Incubus. You can't be serious now.
Yeah.
You can't be serious now. And that's when the movie kind of started losing us. I'm like, dude. And then they gave orders to have a military doctor try to kill and inject our hero. It's all serious. I'm like, dude. You're losing us, man.
Beale gets separated.
She gets her plane gets fucked up.
She gets separated and she ends up in North Korea.
Yeah.
And she's getting chased.
And it's like another movie now. It's like another movie.
She has this subplot where she's getting chased by the North Koreans because she's trying to escape to South Korea and hop the border.
Yeah.
And she has this thing where she shoots one of the North Korean guards and he takes it personal and he tries to get back at her.
It's like a beef.
And it's like a thing.
It's like a beef between a brand new character we don't know. He's like, you shot me, I'm coming after you.
And they try to make it an actual thing.
It's like another movie we're watching now. Like, what are we watching?
Oh my God, I totally forgot about that. I just had a flashback.
Despite this movie giving us, I have to give this movie props. One of the best movie explosions I've ever seen. I don't know how. I hope all of the stuntmen that were there did not die. But it is one of the biggest explosions. Like, it is like jaw-dropping. Like, you could see that there's real stuntmen down there flying back with the vehicles. Like, it's fucking nuts. Like, I don't know how they pulled off this explosion. So, hey, hopefully if nobody got hurt, props for them pulling that off. Because that was one of the most impressive movie explosions. I will give the movie that. But again, we're all serious. And then the guy trying to... he had the whole blueprint on Eddie, and he's trying to warn the superiors it's going to go whatever and go rogue, and he's involved. And it's like, it felt like the movie just went off the rails.
It ended
like
up
all
being,
these subplots went like this.
There was 5 screenwriters.
Oh,
if I'm not mistaken.
Shit. That makes all the sense in the world.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, there was like a lot of screenwriters for this movie. So,
and when you and my disappointment, where the movie kind of just dropped the ball from being good bad. I know for some people it's still good bad, but for us it kind of dropped the ball. Is this is a plane movie? This is an Iron Eagle Top Gun movie. How do these movies usually end? Right? You have a kick-ass, badass finale dogfight. Something in the air, man. Let's fucking go. And unfortunately, the rest of the movie is Beale on the ground surviving in Korea. You have what's his name?
Oh God.
We have our star, our protagonist.
They're the breeding pair.
They're the breeding pair, right? You have his plot line where they're trying to kill him, and so him and Eddie at some point bond. He ends up convincing Eddie because Eddie's like, "No, it's all about the mission. It's all about the mission. I don't care what happens to me." And he ends up convincing Eddie, and like, look, you need to follow my orders. You're already fucked up. Your ship, your plane's all, your wings all fucked up. You need to listen to me. And Eddie goes, okay. And then they bond, they kiss, they fuck, and it's like one of the greatest sex scenes between man and plane in movie history. And then I lost her. I'll keep talking. And then when what's the name of this lead actor? God damn it, Josh Lucas. When Josh Lucas escapes, his plane is done, so he gets inside. He gets inside of Eddie, like Noah got inside of Mirage.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I just did that. Yes, and then it's just them at the end. Lucas gets dropped off. And then at the end, we don't have an air battle dogfight with any. It doesn't end in the air. It's supposed to end in the fucking air, man. It just ends with a helicopter showing up, and while Eddie's fighting while Josh is fighting some soldiers to help Beale, and then because of the love interest they had together, and because of the fuck fest, Eddie's like, I gotta sacrifice myself for this. That's my motherfucking man down there. All right, that's my man. I'm going to sacrifice myself. And he flies into the helicopter, and they try to make it an emotional moment with Lucas looking back like, no. And that's the end of the movie. And it's just kind of like, man, there was so much potential there to be good, bad. And then it just.
They had the nerve.
Oh, my God. There's a post-credit scene.
They had the nerve.
Yes. Dude, as if it was a horror movie. The shrapnel that's on the ground, the camera's zooming in, and it finds a part of Eddie, and you see the red light come on. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, potential. It says he simulated still. Yeah, potential. It had a lot of potential to be good, bad, and then it didn't know what it wanted to be, and then it fell off the rails. So, but by all means, if you can watch it for free and you're curious, watch it. All right. Now, our last mystery movie, and this, you guys are gonna be like, holy shit, the fuck? Came out the same year.
Yeah, and this was part not feeling great, but also part because we had just watched.
Yes, we just watched
the
this
4K.
Yes, and we
Swamp Thing.
It was fun revisiting this. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we were like, we've heard, but we've never partaken.
I've heard for years. When this movie came out, I heard how bad Man Thing was, and we were like, "Fuck it, it's on fucking Tubi."
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Jack Burton. Old Jack Burton back there. Man Thing. I know some of you watching right now probably never even heard or knew that Man Thing. You probably may know Man Thing from Werewolf by Night, which is the best Marvel property in years. We haven't seen Guardians 3 yet, yeah. I think it was a Sci-Fi Channel movie. I remember it coming out then, and I heard it was atrocious for so many years. I mean, since 2005. Adrienne Barboobs. Yes. But I've heard it was bad.
I called her Adrienne Bubo.
Is that what you said?
I said Bubo.
I may have said Bubo yesterday. I don't remember. I either said Bubo or Barboobs. But
hey, both work.
Yeah, they both work. But Man Thing, and we clicked play.
And can we just say that in this version,
yeah,
you get to see them?
Yes, the uncut version. Yes.
Not that we care about such things on this channel. We're
we're letting them know about the physical content that's available.
We're highbrow on this channel. I'm so full of shit.
We're highbrow on this channel. We're about to talk about Man Thing. Yes. So anyway, Man Thing, the Marvel version of Swamp Thing in a way, or vice versa.
Vice versa.
Vice versa, right? We were like, let's do it.
Yeah. Let's pull the trigger.
The nerve. As soon as we hit play, the Marvel banner went by. We were like, fuck off. Fuck off, Marvel. You're going to put your banner over this piece of shit? We didn't even watch the movie yet. We just heard it's really bad. We're like, really, Marvel? You're going to do your Marvel banner over Man-Thing Sci-Fi Channel movie? Oh, and what's really sad about Man-Thing is that there's some really good practical makeup effects on corpses or after the fact kill corpses that are found after you see Man-King kill something. Man-Thing kill something. The police find the bodies, and it's fucking good, man. Like, it is like professional gore effects work. Like, because it's rated R. We were like, dude, like this is kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the movie is trash.
Oh,
it's just really bad.
Okay, so
it's so bad.
There were some editing.
The beginning, we were like, yes. This is our time. This is good, bad.
There were some editing.
We're talking about the beginning.
There were what?
The beginning. So the beginning, we have big boobed blonde. Stay with me. I know you're here. I know you're still here. Once I said that, big boobed blonde,
right?
Getting it on with her boyfriend. They go into the boat into the swamp. They do a little fucking
all the Jaws where he's like running after her and
yeah. They're doing that, and then something snatches the guy, and then blood goes all over her on her boobs, and she's screaming like, ah, and then that's her title. Right. We were like, all right, we're starting off to a good start in terms of being, good, bad, entertaining.
Right.
But yeah.
So they were doing some bizarre editing choices with scene transitions.
Oh my God.
That were just hideous and just
show random shit. A bush. We're gonna show a bush.
Just distracting,
a tree,
just ugly, and
it's like, oh
yeah.
Wake up the audience. Scene transitions. That's all those are.
And it was, it was one of those things where you're shifting back and forth between seeing. Oh, thank you. Seeing the horrible editing and scene transitions.
Yeah.
To seeing the really good after death practical effects, because you never really see the kills. No. You rarely, if ever, see the kills.
Unfortunately.
Which is like, okay, I get it. You don't have the budget, but you see these after effects.
Really good.
And it's like damn,
surprising.
You have this dichotomy of like horrible editing, bad acting, and then these effects. But what was really just an assault on my ears? This movie was filmed in Australia.
Yeah.
And did it?
Oi.
Oh, dear God. The number of Australian actors putting on a Southern American accent. Mwah.
Chef's kiss.
Mwah.
It's so bad.
Oh, sweetheart. I could listen to it all day. It was assaulting not just my ears.
Yeah.
It was like it was traveling into my ear and then worming its way into my brain and then somehow affecting my eyes because my eyes were starting to twitch. And then it was going down into my stomach because it was just like, huh? It's literally like the words were twisting.
Yeah.
Imagine an Australian trying to put on an American generic Southern accent. It was beautiful. It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing.
Louisiana, yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
So yes, it's the same character in a way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's amazing. It's amazing when people. I mean, I'm not saying.
Speaking of Transformers reference, the blonde from the first Transformers movie was the love interest in this movie. So.
And their love interest, their love story.
It was. Did I grab you?
I think so.
I don't remember.
And
I
then
think I grabbed her.
And
because
then
they've been on the sheriff, the new sheriff in town. He was brought in.
Yeah.
You have the rich tycoon took over the town. Evil purposes, evil, but unfortunately, building his factory over sacred land.
Yeah.
Which has resurrected Man-Thing, and Man-Thing is killing his men. That's basically the plot. Okay. But him and the blonde were in one scene together. Like maybe one or two.
Yeah.
And he brought her in to question her. There was no attraction at all. And then later they meet up again, random, and they start talking. And then out of nowhere, They just start making out like for no reason. He's all like, I don't know what to do, and then this and then that, and they just start. All of a sudden, they start fucking.
Yeah.
It was like really bad.
Yeah. And
I bought Eddie and Josh Lucas's romance more than their romance. It was so bad.
Then they just kept going, and the more they kept
so bad.
The more they kept lovey-doveying, the more I kept screaming like Jesus.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to, while you're talking, I'm gonna try to bring up some images so you guys can see parts of the film.
Well, I mean, there's really not much to say. The plot is like really convoluted. You have this one bald dude running around, and then come to find out, like, he's one of the natives, right? And he like betrayed the people to
he sold out the town,
the company,
the tycoon, yeah, because they needed money. The town was
right.
Money. Yeah,
and they ended up, being evil. Company is evil, and
it's good to see you, Kevin. Yeah, man, we'll do a stream in the future for sure.
But yeah, so it's just this stream of, again, bad accents, bad editing, convoluted storytelling, with good visuals, and then it's boring, but then you get something interesting to look at, and then boring, and then something interesting to look at.
See this green light here?
That's
that's the whole fucking movie. Is green light. Which at first you're like, oh, the atmosphere looks kind of cool, and then there's our boy Man Thing there.
So it was what, an hour and 10 minutes?
Yeah, this is one of the big reasons why this movie's fucking bad.
Obviously not a lot of budget.
Right.
No budget. So it's an hour and 10 minutes of like an hour and 40-minute movie.
Yeah.
Before Man Thing actually shows up.
Right.
And
that's unacceptable.
Again, no budget. So I was thinking fully CG creature.
Yeah.
Fully computer generated creature.
Right.
And at first he's really far away, and you see these glowing red eyes, and I'm thinking, okay, fully CG. And then you see a close-up of the creature, and I'm seeing twigs, leaves, branches with CGI tentacles, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm seeing the bad CGI tentacles, and I'm seeing the glowing eyes.
She noticed it before I did,
but I'm seeing,
because I was so distracted by the CGI red eyes and the CGI tentacles.
Yeah,
I didn't notice that it was a real fucking practical affected suit.
And I start yelling. I'm like, are you shitting me? They actually made a fully sized Man Thing suit.
Yeah.
And come to find out that, yes, this guy is like 7 feet tall. He was the first guy who played the Mountain.
He was the first Mountain actor in Game of Thrones. Yeah.
And he's huge.
He's in a real suit.
Yeah.
And it's all practical
and
makeup.
The suit looks amazing.
Yeah, but they couldn't trust that, so they're like,
and they did the thing where they wanted to enhance it by the glowing eyes and the tentacles, which only makes it more distracting because it looks like shit. They don't have the budget to use proper CGI to back up what they're trying to do visually, and it looks like garbage.
Here's our native guy who kind of sold. He's trying to redeem his character here, but yeah, this whole setting, this is the whole movie. So get used to this.
Yeah.
But you see here, all of this is all really horrible CGI. And once you see it in motion, this is all terrible. But this all here in the middle is all real. This is a real dude, real suit walking around.
A real 7 foot tall, huge man.
It's just kind of sad. There goes the CGI death of the character. Or evil characters. But yeah, look at how bad that is, guys. That is terrible. Again, you're not seeing this in motion. When you see it in motion, it looks worse. But yeah, we're just I'm going to show you guys some images so you guys can see what the movie looks like. But yeah, this is what the whole movie looks like. Green light, swamp. But yeah, this is the shot. I think you noticed it.
Yeah.
This all here, guys, all of this is all real.
It's a shame.
It's all real goop coming down. This is a real dude, a real suit. And it's just so bad that, they just didn't, use what they had. But yeah, I'm just quickly kind of going through all this. I want to show you a quick say, look at this is like terrible. Again, you have to see it in full motion, but there is a shot in here where you see him where you see the guy just in the suit with no CGI. And I think this shot too, when you see him turn around, you notice, you're like, wait a minute, that's a guy in a suit turning around. Yeah, we're getting to it. But yeah, a lot of death scenes because of the budget. When you actually saw somebody get ripped apart, there you go, blonde girl from Transformers. Um, it's not satisfying. That's why it's a lot of the
Yeah, you'll
after the
see
math stuff.
the typical blood splatter on the wall, or you just want it's just cut away. That's a lot of just cutaways, and then you'll see the body after the fact. Which
Yeah, that's just this movie's crime is that it's boring. Yeah, this bullshit out of nowhere, they were together for 5 minutes. Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to get to it. We're getting to it here. That's our finale. But yeah, great corpse and gore effects on the dead corpses. So was this her? Was she in this before Transformers?
Well, this was 05 and Transformers was 06.
Okay, now here's another shot of Man Thing. Again, all of this is bad CGI, but this is all real. And it's just sad because all of this was not needed at all. Now this is the shot I was talking about, guys. So you have a 7-foot actor stuntman in here. There's no CGI tentacles because they came out to like this long. But look, it's a real dude in a real suit and it looks great.
And they even had this shot where they CGI rendered completely the guy in the suit, and they had him grab another actor.
Yeah.
And they did the ratio wrong. Like he ended up looking.
He looks, yeah. When he grabbed, you see how big he is, but for some reason, when he grabs another guy,
yeah, he just
the ratio looked weird. So he actually looked smaller grabbing the guy. It didn't look right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, "Hey, that's Ted." Yeah, it's Ted, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But hold on, let me get back to it here. But yeah, it's kind of sad because they had a practical affected suit, and just think about it. The whole movie's fucking dark anyway. Have him come out and fuck some shit up, man. But no, you're not going to see him till. Again, all of this is real, and all of this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's sad that you had to wait till fucking
like an hour and 10 minutes.
An hour and 10 minutes to see that, guys. That is unacceptable. Even for a low budget movie, that's unacceptable. So what do, right? Okay, you're low budget. We can't show the creature till the end. Your rest of your movie better be goddamn interesting, you know. And then you had it. It would have its moments here and there, and then it was just so. Otherwise, it was just so boring, man. So, yeah. But yeah, it's kind of a letdown.
Yeah,
but it's not even good bad. So we recommend Stealth over Man Thing. So
at least I mean, it's like, again, at least there was some craftsmanship in Man Thing. Like there were some people that cared in that film. There was something in there that you can see it on there. It's just something got lost. Something got lost in the production of that film, and it's a shame because there was some talent in there. So
so there you go. There's your two random bonus movie reviews. I think that's kind of fun. We should do that more often. Whatever we're talking about, just two random extra movies we can talk about with you guys. But this was a blast. I'm surprised you're still awake.
I'm too.
And hey, all of you guys, all you guys out there is watching us, man. One of my sayings is, I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know what
I just drunk vodka, and it's really late over here. it's almost 3 a.m. Over here right now. But hey, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And we're glad you enjoyed your Mario Brothers, your Transforminators, and your Flashes. Yes, enjoy movies, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm an old curmudgeon.
Well,
things just aren't for me anymore, and that's just it. That's just life.
Well,
just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's not for you.
Exactly. That's right. So it's what it's all about. And our community here, all of you guys are awesome because we can agree to disagree and still be friends as long as we're having fun here. That's the whole point of this channel. So we really appreciate you guys watching. Hey, if you're new here, hopefully you had fun. Hopefully we made you laugh. A lot of you guys made us laugh tonight. But please subscribe, hang out for more movie discussion content. A lot of cool stuff coming next week. And you guys are fucking amazing. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care. And yes, I'm taking it back right now. Stealth is the greatest film of all time. 10 out of 10 stars. Nope. She's too tired to play along with me. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you guys. All right, take care, Kevin. Love you.